Hours with Dr. G. I'm your host, Dr. G, and I am so glad that you can keep our appointment. Now, tonight's guest, unless you're absolutely new to Office Hours with Dr. G, tonight's guest is absolutely no stranger to most of us. She is a memorable, probably my most memorable guest. I don't even think she's a guest anymore officially. She's just a part of what we do. And I'm talking about Mother Kahai, who describes herself as a Kosmosan, a mathematician, and first and foremost, a mother. Tonight, she's going to present, and maybe it's we're going to present Lionsgate and who's lying. We're going to discuss the nature of the 2023 Lionsgate portal, which we have been in since last month, and today is the strongest day for this Lionsgate portal and its energies. And we're also going to candidly expose, or probably more mother than I, some of the lying and lies we've been subjected to. So fasten your seatbelts, because you never know what mother's going to say. And I'm looking forward to this conversation. So help me welcome back to Office Hours with Dr. G, our favorite mother, Mother Kahai.
Oh shit.
How you doing?
Yeah, that's me.
I don't know how I do.
Play the music a little bit.
You know, I'm still playing around with technology, and I don't know where my manservant is.
We looking at you. I see you.
Really?
And let me. We can just rock. You know what? You know the drill.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's me.
I think we're gonna have fun tonight because I never know what you gonna say, and I know we've had some discussions, so I am sitting on the edge of my seat, got my seatbelt on because I don't know what's gonna come out of the mouth of mother. Welcome to Office Hours with Dr. G. Welcome to those of you who have tuned in. Please click that like, that share, that subscribe. Let somebody know that we are on. Mother Kahai hasn't been on for a minute, and I know y'all love her. She didn't want me to say she's a numerologist, but she calls herself a word that I messed up. I am a Iatromathematician. I can't even.
A mother. A mother.
She's a mother. She is a mother, and a real mother for you. Yes, that's what she is.
Yes. That's right.
Good evening, one and all. Assalamu alaikum, Islam, namaste, and greetings to everyone for tuning in tonight. I almost, mother, did not do a show tonight, but you are one of the ones that I could, we can have a conversation, and in the midst of the conversation, we ought to be talking about this on the show sometime. It just happened that tonight, I was going to take the night off and soak in, do some meditation and so forth. But we've had some conversation, and you as a very, very skilled numerologist and astrologer, and among other things. I mean, you're acupuncture. You were a iridologist, and a whole bunch of you're a vegan chef, and how can I go on? But you call yourself a mother above all, and that is first and foremost, with over all the other things that you do. So welcome back to Office Hours with Dr. G. And hey, listen, for those who don't know anything about you besides what I said, if there's anything you want to share, we haven't talked to you for a while, so I don't know what you've been up to. I don't know what what you cooking up, and you say anything you want to share before we get into the topic of discussion, or the topics of discussion.
No. Oh, okay. First of all, I am Mother Kahai. Mother Kahai is playful. Mother can be very serious too. But what is there really serious about except that people don't know who people really are? So if I'm too playful, you know the saying goes that people take for granted, right?
Yeah, you're
Because
breaking up just a little bit. So I don't know
can
whether you're.
can can you
I
hear
hear
me
you now.
better now?
Yes.
That's better. Okay.
Yes.
So what I was saying is that if I'm too playful, then people will take you for granted, you know? So they say, right? Because,
Right.
they think you just, silly, right? So that's my nature. I'm playful. But then I have to pull back some because people will just think I'm too silly. The challenge for that is that when people say the word that don't take me for granted, right? I think they're silly because we should take each other for granted. See? And so when they're thinking I'm silly because I'm being my playful self, I'm thinking they're just dumb because of the simple fact that we are in the matrix and we should take each other for granted because we have been granted access to one another to play with. It wouldn't be too much fun playing by yourself, really. If that were the case, we would still be a single cell, but we got the idea to split up. And mother got the idea from the very beginning to split herself from feminine and masculine. So if there's anything to say about me, is that I'm just acting. I'm acting according to who I'm in front of. And even when people ask me about where I'm from, they hear accent. That's always something that come up. And I don't really talk too much about that because I'm a Kosmosan. I'm from the blackness. The accent, the way I sound doesn't even matter, my diction, because my diction comes from studying Maya Angelou, Still I Rise. And, I do have oil pumping through, my thighs, that black, crude oil. But what I say is that because when I was younger, I used to get hit on the table, get rid of that accent, or you would never be a professional. So when, you know, that comes back into my psyche, right? What you see before you is not me, it's me acting. You have to really get to know me and be around me, like how when we together, right? We cut in a fool, and it feels comfortable. So no matter who is looking at this right now, you can't really see me because I have to act like Mother Kai. But Mother Kai, doesn't want to call herself the professional because I'm not professing shit, eh? I'm not professing nothing except one thing. I'm not professing I'm a this, I'm a that, nothing. And that's why I'm not in a clique. A lot of people get into the spiritual cliques and they only, do thing with this one and do with this one. And when it's time to do a lecture, they clicking with this one. It's always the same, right? I'm not in that. Why? Because I am mother and I know who I am, right? I am energy. I don't really even say when people say, well, who are you? And say, I am. I be. And it's not I am. I am is really when you are seeking, you know, really, I am. I am. I'm gonna do it. I am. I am. I am. No, I be. I be mother all day long, every single day. That's who I be. Because I be her love. I'm here expressing her love. Eh? And I be enjoying that because I be her. So that's the role I play. I'm not professing, even though you say, what do you say? I can't pronounce that word. The Iatromathematician. You see? Can you hear me?
I hear you. I muted myself, but I said, yeah,
Oh,
that.
yeah, yeah. Right. So the word is the Iatromathematician, or some people might say the Iatromathematician. Whatever. Anybody can call me whatever they want to call me, but just make sure you call me mother and don't call me something other really than that. That is not the highest title. Because you have to have honor. Because when you see me, I'm really representing Mother of the Cosmos. I have a high title. I take it serious to be mother. Hmm? And most women, it's not exclusive to me, the title mother. You can be mother too. I always call you Mother Naila. But see, as women, we need to take on the highest title. So when you are mother, you have many things that you do. You multitasking all the time. You all of that. You mother, you father, what are, put it this way. In the very, 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 very beginning, because
Take
there's
us back.
many, because let's take it back. Let's take it back because there was, you know, many beginnings. But what I like to say is mother split herself in two because, hey, she got love, right? She got love. But at first, it was all about her. And that energy is masculine and feminine energy in the spirit. And then it's male and female hmm, in the spirit. When you get down to the physical, that's when it comes to woman and man. See? But other than that, it's just principles and energies playing off. So when you say masculine, you're still talking about mother.
Would that be dualities that we're, gender duality and so forth? When there's just with what you're saying, it comes to mind that when you think in terms of good, so-called good and evil, dark light, they're all on the same spectrum. It just depends on how far you slide left or right. And it's the same thing with our gender, because we've got some masculine and some feminine in all of us, because we are, we consist of all of that, both of that rather.
We're just our mother. So you all of that what you just said, we're just mother. Mother is masculine and feminine. Look, we talked about this before, right? Mother is all there really is. It's all her. There's that's the male is her. There's nobody else here but her. So that's why I'm having fun. There's nobody else here. Even when you say here, there's her in here. Where is her? There
Her.
is her. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Come on. Let's play a little bit now. We love to play. Look here, don't look here. You want to start something, right? Brother, brother.
Oh
See,
my.
mother, right? Father. Huh?
Yes.
You see? So of her. So everything is her. So I am her. Hmm? I'm mother, you know? And that's why I chose Mother Kahai. Because now Kai came by a different way because somebody couldn't say my name or appellation that I came with, Khulud. That's me, Khulud. My name Khulud, like the African name Khulud, but it's Khulud. Okay, so now y'all got something new that you don't know about me. But so it became Kai, right? And Mother Kai, because in the community, everybody was just getting help from me. Some that deserved it and some that didn't. But then I got to be known as Mother Kai. So what I'm saying is that brother, father, other, we are all of her. That's it. I don't know what the heck is so hard about not making this the actuality. I really like I'm bored with this matrix, this matrix, patrix, or should I just say this matrix run by the matrix. The matrix run by the matrix. But it's all a matrix. Everything happened in three. Damn, it's boring. It got to be as a mother, you got the highest title, so you know what I'm saying? You I'm not tripping. I'm not. I'm chilling. Really. Like I'm in this chair having talk with you. You just say, hey, I wasn't doing the show. You want to do the show? I'm like, show. What? Let's talk. Because it's
Yeah.
like news. It's like news. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? What's happening? But really, what is happening? You asked
Absolutely.
me. You asked me to do this because why? It's the Lioness Gate. See, and we wasn't planning this. I wasn't planning it. I was up all night. I didn't even rest yet. I was getting charged up because this is a time where, your creativity, everything is open. And they said portal. So, I'm like, okay, so they say it's the Lion's Gate. Now, I don't know that to be true. We talked about what is known and what is believed. I don't have no proof. Somebody say so, so okay, cool, you know. But I know why they perhaps saying it. It's 8-8. See? So that's double eight. And then we started at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and then
So that's huh?
I was going to say, and then it's the when the sign of Leo, the lion, when that
Right.
occurs.
Yes, exactly. So that's why they said this, but I don't know what's going on really above us. Somebody said so. Just like they said the Great Depression, what we talked about too, was 29, 33, 34. I wasn't there. I heard it. So the difference between being there and hearing it. So that's how they keep making, like we were talking about before, how they keep making goals on us, goalies, running the same play back because we wasn't there. We heard it. It's a different thing when you experience stuff.
Well, we didn't necessarily hear it. We heard about it. We
Exactly.
were yeah. So it wasn't like the sound was going on and we could hear that. No, we were given that in his Tory, and the victor gets the opportunity to write the history that is
Mm-hmm.
given to the so-called, those that are or the vanquished, if you will, or the colonized and the versus the colonizer. So we know that a lot of things, even in what they call, I mean, they didn't lie. They called things reconstruct. This is a great reconstruction. And we kind of thought, oh, well, they were rebuilding after the Civil War, which another thing was a joke, which was not told to us right as to what that was about. But here nor
Mm-hmm.
there, that's some of the lies of the lion. But if you will,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we were told these things, and but what we're dealing with now. Now, you said something to me earlier today, and I hope you would expound upon it for the viewers, the listeners. Is that from a standpoint of let me make sure I get it back. We were talking about what happened in 1933, 34. We're
Mm-hmm.
actually seeing a repeat because we talked about, I was like, nothing new under the sun. That's what they say. And you could see a correlation talk to us about the correlation between 1933, 1934, and what we're dealing with now. I wasn't manifested at that time. Well, then again, yes, I was, but I was another being. I was another
Well,
being, yeah. So I don't remember.
no, my mother was just birthed, right? And so this is what I'm saying, that we are fortunate, right, this moment, because we can go on YouTube and see what they said happened. So
Mhm.
we can either believe it or not, because we wasn't there. You see, so we only hearing about it and seeing what they said. But according to what they said, what they want us to know about it, right? If you just go on YouTube and put in Great Depression 1933, you see the banks was failing. You see that there was the dust cloud. You see people lost jobs and the food prices was high and people was hungry and dying. That's happening right now. But it got worse in 1934. So when I'm looking at the energy and I'm saying, okay, 1933, 6 and 10 is 16, which is when you break it down, you get a 7, right? Okay. So that was 1933 was a 7 universal year. This 2023 is a 7 universal year. So they're running the same thing. You can't trust their asses because 7 is about faster. So they're doing all this stuff on the people, so they want to change up the game. But they winning because they're getting goalies. Why? Because now in 2023, nobody was there in 1933. And nobody is like able to tell the what I call the kindergartners right now, because we alumni, that they're playing the same game back, and there's nobody there to guard the net so that they don't get another goalie. But I just something say, well, what the hell going on? Because hey, I'm an elder now, and I can say, well, let me see what happened then, because it's their freaking history. So there is his history, so he know what's going on because he playing the game back. He running it back. And what I call that is generational wealth. Because they're generating their wealth of the generations that don't know. They're playing the same game back. See? So that's generational wealth. You can break it down to genes, genome, or whatever, but it's generations they playing the same game. So when you go and you look at 1933, fast forward to 2023, you see, hey, same game. So then when you look at 1934, if you want to go right now, you say, oh shit, I can prepare because it's going to get harder. The price is going up higher. They're saying what happened. They expect the people who don't even know what people is again to be under the program because they went through the same fooling, not schooling. They went through the same fooling. So therefore, they can keep running the same play because ain't nobody on our team huddling. Like we're not, hey, we don't group hug, no huddle, no nothing. We ain't saying, oh, this the play. So we're gonna stop the play. Why we can't stop the play? I don't understand why we can't stop the play. Because everything is energy. It is said straight up, right? Everything can be transformed in a twinkling of an eye. So what the hell is the problem? Everybody's so spiritual and everybody's so, whatever name they want to call themselves. But the play can't stop. And we're supposed to be the alumni here on the planet. We the big babies now. You see? Because that's what everybody's still baby, because you still pay bill. You still have to do whatever the government say. We ain't got that together. So we's the big babies, but the little babies watching the big babies do the same game. And they trying to say, when I get to junior high school, I want to be like the junior high school ones, because they in kindergarten now. They in elementary school looking at the ones in junior high school, the ones in junior high school looking at the ones in high school, the one in high school looking at the one in college. And then, hey, the college looking at everybody else who got out and what them doing. So everybody following the next one. But we are the alumni. And so we now supposed to tell those in kindergarten, this is how you play the game, for sure, and win in the twinkling of an eye. I don't, this is, it's so freaking easy. It's like, oh my God, I'm like, hey, I chilling just trying to say, hey, mother, what do you want me to do? Because she's expressing through me. Me is the mother's energy. It's not me, like, like me. When I say me, it's mother's energy. My psyche don't even run like that. It's her. Everything is her. How many times I done said that already? What's the problem? Why people don't want to accept? 7 is the number of acceptance too. People don't want to accept. God rested in the 7th day. That means mother chilling. She like gonna let you get your lesson. Your ass gonna get whooped. If you don't understand that she did something for you, meaning she split. It's not difficult now. Everything's in twos. So it's either or, yes or no, up or down. You're in, you're out. So what's the problem? You make a choice. If you have a strong will, you do it or you don't. You want this world to be better or you don't. You love your children or you don't. So what's up with the woman? They always talk about love, 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 and I'm like, I'm just waiting to see like what she want me to do, because this is her will. It have nothing to do with what everybody calling kind. We are not our whatever name or anything. We ain't nothing but a number. Period. This is games. This is called the mind fuck, and it's called the matrix. I told you everything come in 3. So you got the matrix, when you are the baby inside the mother. But the matrix run by the kid. And then you got the matrix because it's all you anyway. So you're playing a trick on yourself. It's a mind fuck. It's a matrix. It's all you, all mother. Everybody's all mother. I don't like they don't want to accept it that you playing with yourself. I love you, Mother Naila, because I know I'm playing with myself. People don't love themselves. For real, it's all mother. I mean, like, mother wants a beautiful, everything beautiful. Because when you look in nature, everything beautiful. So obviously she loves beauty. So all you have to do now is bring what is in you out. It's beautiful. It's her nature. Either you're going to be on her side or you're going to oppose her. And that means you're opposing self because you're opposing mother, which is you. It's stupid. It's just people are just stupid. I'm sorry. But when you got this 11 energy, which you do, and me too, I'm 22, it's like you're not looking down on people, but you're just wondering, going like, how hard is it to fix it? Really? It's not. It's just a matter of choice. It's one, it's two, it's only two things. It's only two things. My God, what's the problem? Really? I tell you what it is. It's the definition. Because when somebody said that's a car, that's a truck, that's a jeep, we have been defined as Mother Kahai, the Iatromathematician, the teacher, hmm, the sister. Well, nobody ever say, hey, you is representing mother of God. That's all you are. Nobody, nobody ever tell you that. Nobody ever told a little boy, you represented mother, the cosmos. That's all you are. There's really no you, but you're getting a chance to play here. You're getting your chance to play in the field. You want to come out and experience things so you can, feel. That's why you have a body. Like there's a you, but it's really no you. See, so you get to play how you want to play, but it's really not you playing. It's you expressing mother. What she wants here is beauty, because it's all her. And she's playing with herself, just like they talked about. Well, she fucked herself for everything to come into existence. And so right now, well, women are going to have to go back to that too. Because I mean, like, that's another topic, but at the same time, pathogenesis, okay? Pathogenesis. Because there's like, okay, I'm going to say it. There's males that don't want to accept that they are also mother. You muted yourself.
I was like, is this going to be PG? We're going to stay in the mature audience?
Look, hey, look, it's not PG, it's rated W or T, right? Because the young people, so-called young people, right? They have a phone, they got YouTube, who knows what them watching. So this right here is educational. No matter what I say, it's educational. Because since you want to go there and you want to play, all right?
Look, because I
think of something. Let me think of something. Let me see.
Because we don't know what mother's going to say. So yeah. I'm just
okay. So this is what I'm saying. Okay, we were just talking about how everything mother, right? And how we all here because mother made love to herself. Okay, I put it in a nice way. She loved herself, huh?
Right.
We're gonna talk about what's another lie, or what they lying about, right? They're lying about the fact that, even look at all the books. They talk about the electromagnetic field. That's a lie. But it's in all the books. electromagnetic field, EMF, right?
Right.
That's a real big lie because you can't get electric before you get magnetism. But everybody accepting it, eh? That's why I be chilling. I be like, oh gosh, mama, please. I be like, I'm like, this matrix is boring. It's straight up boring now. At my stage, it's boring. I'm just like playing out. And there are people who are in my world who are playing with me, who are stealing, wanting me locked up in jail, you know, and I know what the energy is. They still get me because I know that everybody don't love mother, you know? So them right there, I'm looking at them saying, they don't even know who they're playing with because they think they're playing with me. But I am them. So what it is that I see everybody as a living cell, just like you got trillions of cells in your body. Well, we are the cells inside mother. And we are either going to keep her strong and healthy, or we're going to be her cancer cells. So we have to decide how we're going to group ourselves. Are we going to be T cells, phagocytes, or, we're going to be whatever that is going to either keep her alive or kill her. So I'm about keeping her alive, And so she's fighting. So when people see me, they're just seeing her energy fighting to get her word out that I'm not playing with you. I'm not. That's what I.
Let me ask you this. I noticed. So number 9 is, because I know you are a numerologist. The 9 signifies what?
It signifies a lot of things. A number don't just mean one thing. So let me say that.
I just want to hear, before I make my point, I want to hear what it means.
Okay, all right. So let me just make this clear for anybody who don't know, right? A number can mean more than one thing, and it does. And it's also expressed in the duality. So if I tell you 9 is knowledge, I can also tell you 9 is the beginning of things because 9 is the end, but the end is also the beginning. See? I can also tell you that 9 is all about creativity because it's 3 times 3. See? And there you have, what I was going to say, the creativity being expressed in a woman being 9 months pregnant and she births, the creation, So when you're looking at 9, you're looking at every number, every single number, because 9 is cumulative. So 9 pushes back. You're looking at a humanitarian also. So I could sit here and just keep telling you, oh, a 9 is this, 9 is that, because the 9 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then some. See? Because that's everything. So even 9 is like the program because you're looking at a 0 and a 1. When you look at the 9, that's the program. That's mother's program.
The reason I ask you is because I noticed that when you were talking earlier about 1933 versus 2023, and 1934 versus 2024, which is coming, we could see what happened in 34 to get an idea of 24. I realized that in each instance, we're talking about a 90-year span of time and the number 9. So the significance of that 9 being the number could have been the 8 or could have been anything, could have been 80 years, but it's 9. So is that it's at the end and the beginning? So it seems like that signifies the cyclical nature of reality of what you're talking about. I just wanted to clear up because I'm in my mind. That's what I'm seeing. I'm not just. I'm listening.
You popping. You popping, my sister. You popping. You see, you popping. You got that. See, look. You got that 11 tendency. You popping. You right. This is what I'm saying about this is the new world. This is Judgment Day. We're living in Judgment Day. This is the new world. You see, and then by it being a 8, and number, let me just say this too. We're going by The eighth, they play so much tricks, you know. We're going by the eighth universal year, but is it really? Because time has been altered.
Altered.
And so when you're dealing with the Kemetic New Year, which is 911, they're not in an eight. This is why we playing on two different levels because they're living in our world and we living in their world. They already passed the eighth universal year. They running a whole nother game already. They starting this thing here. And let me just tell you this too, since we're on this game that they playing in Lion. When you talk about the nine, they dealing with the 19 even. You see, because everybody's on AI. See? And they're talking about AI now. AI has been here for quite some time. Hmm?
Oh, AI 19.
Yes, exactly. And we've been living in AI for some time because 19 is karmic. That's why I say, I mean, I see a lot of YouTube influencers talking about, they in the metaverse and they doing, the AI thing, but mm, I don't know about mother don't want to touch that because that's artificial intelligence. Mother is all about natural nature. So if you want to deal with the AI, you're talking about the 19, and 19 is karmic number in numerology. So that means you're doing the same shit in a different day, in a different way, and then you're the time traveler, so you're about to do the same shit again. Hey, ah. So I sit back and I go, I just here to express mother, get my degree, and make you happy so that I'm good, to play around in the other universes or the omniverse. Because really, this AI thing, how you think you're gonna mess with it and you're gonna control it when you already mess with it and you messed up, and that's why you're here now to fix it because you're the time traveler. You see what I'm saying? So people messing around and they forgetting that you time travel right now so that you don't do the same thing. But now you sitting here forgetting that you did it already and you can control it now because it's the meta or it's the whatever. You know, it's 19. It's karmic. Okay, I could put it out there too. Look at the number 19. I'm gonna call it out. You say you never know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say 19 keys, right? Look at the 19 keys. No.
I knew you were going to
No.
say that is what I'm saying.
Look here, because I love him. Let me just say something about the energy first, right? My pop right here. My pop is 719. And I'm gonna just let me tell everybody what I've been doing. Let's wind it back for a minute and stuff like that, right? I have an 86-year-old pop here. He born 719. And he 86 years old, but he got jacked in a nursing home. Our situation went from $1,350 to $3,500. So he ended up in a nursing home, but he was walking when he went in. He could go up 15 flights of steps, he could bathe himself, but he got hurt. Fast forward now, right? He got contracted joints. So yes, please donate. Because this is headache because he born on the 19th and he have a one life path. So now, who is the one that cools him out? 19 keys. I just happened to put on 19 keys for him, right? Because the number 19. Do you know he in love with 19 keys? Where's that boy at? That what he said. You put that, the one with the one to wear that he said be like that thing on his head. I have a video right now with him in the hospital bed and he want to watch 19 keys. He do 19 keys marathons, okay? It's energy. But 19 keys, he is powerful because of the number 19. 19 is a number of power and power struggles. It's a karmic number. When you're dealing with numerology, the 13-4 is karmic, the 14-5 is karmic, the 19-1 is the karmic number, but karmic ain't always bad. It's only that way when you come here and you didn't learn your previous lesson and you still, whether you're lazy, struggling with power and don't know how to give, or you struggling with your freedom and you have family issues, once you learn hmm, the lesson, everything come to you fast because you paid your debt. So that's the key with karmic numbers. But when you take it on, like how 19 took it on, I'm like, hey, this young man, he here for power. He here for power, and he's powerful. I enjoy him myself. I like his. I love his cockiness. Actually, I'm like, yes. I'll be like, yeah, that's my baby. That's my baby. Because I'm mother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cheering him on. I'm like, yeah, that's my mother. You know, I mean, that's my son, and I want him to say, yeah, that's my mother. I want him to be proud of me too. You know, because he's cocky like that. He's bringing it. This is what the matrix needs. This is what the patriots need to go up against. Let me just say this too while it's coming back. Mother's telling me this. A 19 positive, because he's not born on the 19. 19, he's not born on the 19, right? So, but he do have a one life path, just like Papa. I do believe. I think I hear him say that. So he's about independence. And at the same time, he's the CEO of his stuff. He owns his stuff. He's like sovereign. You see? So, but who can he defeat? He can defeat another one who is the opposition, who's who's operating in a negative one. Because he's a positive one, he gonna cancel the sucker out. Because he's more powerful and he got, carbon. So when we want to go up against to fix this thing here, okay, so what? I'm gonna go up against Oprah. Because I'm a 29er. You understand? So if she operating 29 in the negative, hey, let's go head to head, Oprah. Come on. Come on. All right? But I'm going to win because I am mother expression. And mother says that truth shall last and all false things shall perish. But we have to go up against each other. See? We can't.
Is it really going against each other in reality when, like as you said earlier, and we know we are one expressing as the many. We express from mother in individuality when we are a singularity coming from a singular source and just having different expressions. So it's not oppositional so much as it is the baby balance or a chance, as you say, to play.
Yes, it's a game. It's a
Mhm.
freaking game. Okay, so just like how you see these young people, they're playing the game. You gotta get like number one, you gotta pick the right team. Because if you're gonna go to the next level, sometimes I don't play these video games, but I know a little bit about them because I see the young people play it, so I gotta know what they're doing so I can break things down to them and like, hey, what you doing? So you're trying to get to the next level. But you also chose your players first, who you want to play with, who got your back before you get to the next level, because somebody behind the door, you might get shot down. So you got to know that the ones that you chose, who on the level, you know what I'm saying, that beneath you, when you get ready to go up there, they got to be ready to come up there, right? For you to be able to get to the next level, even where the enemy's at, because you got to go above the enemy. So you need some super saiyans, some or, or some super sabians or whatever, some people with some right knowledge on your team because this is a game. But that's why I say, when I say you going up against like a 19 go against a 19, a negative go against a positive, you know what I'm saying? It's canceling them out. That means balance. That means, look, you don't mess with me, I won't mess with you. You know what I'm saying? You can do your negative thing, I'm gonna do my positive thing, but we're gonna leave this right here. It's like a truce. You stay over there, I'm here. We're gonna balance, you know? And so but even in the mind, it's like the number five is in the middle, right? And when you see people who have the number five, they're very good at communicating, but they can lose their train of thought very quickly. See? Because they're bouncing back and forth in their mind and they're moving quick. Their mind moving, their body moving. You see? So if you want to pick your players too, you pick them by numbers. See? So when I'm looking at like when 19 did that interview with the young man Freedom, who say he the prince of the continent, right? I say, whoa, look at this. That's a nice player. I would like to play with him. I would like for him to be my son. See? Because I'm mother. So even though he say he the prince of the continent, I'm like he the prince of the continent, but I'm mother of the cosmos, eh? So, and remember the mother give birth to sons. That's how we got everlasting life, but the mother birthed the son. So when I saw 19 and Freedom, aka Cheddar, or the prince of the continent of Africa, it's because he said so. Nobody gave him that, right? He's not even what they call the president of Ghana. He said so, so it is. And when you Google Prince of Africa, eh, or Freedom, Prince of Africa, he come up. That's what I'm talking about. When I say pick who you want to be, I want to be mother. I chose to be mother, to represent mother of the cosmos, because I know everybody else is other than me, but really truly me. I see everybody as me, but everybody doesn't see themselves as me. So I'm representing mother to remind everybody, because I'm just a reminder, hey, you are me. I don't know what you're tripping about. That's what I always say. You know, I'm like, I don't know what you're tripping about, you and me, and we're not going anywhere. I keep saying that too, because I represent her. She's just trying, not even trying, she's getting the message out because I'm on your platform right now, and you are playing with me as her, and we have some of the same energies. So we're getting her message out that we're all her. And it is about her will, what she wants. We're expressing her will. And we have to realize that we are all her energy. If I am to make one point, the point is we are all energy, accepted or rejected. Because there's only you and the opposition, the make believe opposition. You're here learning a lesson. Mother is the one who issues the lesson. That's it. So when you're feeling challenged with your life challenge, you're just getting a whooping because you wanted to come out in the field and play. And even though they're calling it the electromagnetic field, it's the magnetic electric field, because magnetism comes before electric. It's the mother's energy field, MEF, not the electric magnetic field. It's mother's energy field. That's all we're playing in. We're playing in our mother as living cells. And I don't know what's so, I want to say, I don't know what's so damn hard. I just, you know, like mother is saying this through me. Like, what is so damn hard? I've made it so easy for you. Let me just talk like her. I've made it so easy for you. It's either or, up or down. So she's made it easy for you to express her. The numbers are there, they have vibrations. You want to play, play. Because even the masculine, once again, is her. It's why it says masculine, but it's masculine. Masculine is just meaning masculine lineage. If you break that down, right, numerically, can you hear me still? If you can break that down masculine, you say Mars, that means that something belongs to her. Mars. It's, that's what you know, Mars. It's hers. Mars Q. So you say Mars and then you see CU. Well, CU equal 33. 33 is a master number for love. And then you have the word line. So what is masculine? Mother's love lineage. That's the masculine, because she gave birth to the masculine, and then as it comes down to the physical, that man. So the male, what you're talking about, is just her love lineage in the form of the physical man. But it's all her. It's Mars. It's hers. And then you get to find out that it's hers because it's brother hers and father hers. I'm like, Why people tripping and can't make this so much more enjoyable? I'm like, oh, this is tiresome. This is stupid. This is like when you in class and it's a bunch of stupid other pupils in it, and you want to get out that class and go to a different one. Does anybody else out there feel like me? Like this is a stupid class. It's only either or. Make up your mind and then do it. But see, you have to be courageous because that's what it takes. Courage. You have to have
Let me
courage to love.
say this. Let me interject this. In terms of the Lionsgate, what it's supposed to be
Mhm.
afforded to us during this period that I believe started around the 26th or so of July, goes to about the 12th of August, when these energies
Yeah.
had started coming in, and when they will, when they will wane out. Um, the the manifestation portion of it has to do with the intention of, and the firm intention, not just a wishy-washy, oh, I think I want to go to the park on next Tuesday, and it's nothing like that. I mean, these are real serious intentions, and
Mm-hmm.
normally with meditation to undergird it, to strengthen those resolves. And but this
Mm-hmm.
is a time when, like you said, just be. A lot of folks have trouble just being, because they've been so inundated with, as you said at the beginning, towards the beginning, we talked about we've been lied to, so we've been indoctrinated,
Mm-hmm.
we've had all these things, but at the end of the day, they're still members of their role playing. They're playing roles in the game of so-called
Right.
game of life, and we are each other, as you said. They are us and we are them. Even the
Mm-hmm.
ones that don't look like us, at the end of the day, cells, organs, tissues, all that have different appearances, but they all work together in the same body. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, how does one, how do we, if you at all have any suggestions, do we begin to work together in the short space of time? Like today is a really strong day, but we have 4 more days, 4 more days. How can we maybe do some things collectively? Because I'm all for, that, the fact that, when we have that, like that 100th monkey, when we get, we to a tipping point of, some saying like 13%. I've heard Dane Calloway talk about a 13%. He has a 13% group, and different ones talk about different numbers, but we don't know what it's called. Critical mass, I believe. How can we come together during these next 3 or 4 days to turn the tide, so to speak? Because from maybe what was to what we wanted, what would be to what it could be, because I believe we have some control over. I mean, you can individually shift yourself out of chaos, in a sense. You can rise above it, but you want everyone. You want, not everyone's not going, but you want as many as possible who maybe did not even know it was possible, to make that ascension, that rise up in their consciousness. What could we do as a collective, in your, if anything that you comes to mind, to begin to move together, since we
Mm-hmm.
are together in an ascension direction, a direction of ascension? I know I said a lot, but you
Okay.
got it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. You see, I get quiet because I'm listening to her. I'm not giving you the answer. So that's number one, because I'm connected to her. I represent her. I represent her. Re is again. Present. I'm presenting self on this video. But when we say represent, we hear present as in now. See? Present as in gift. So, what we can accept, which I've already accepted, is just the rest of the cells who want to group with us and be her, wholeness. We can be present, be the gift. She's given us gifts. Those are her gifts. Nothing belongs to us. We is me. This world is upside down. They've played a trick. Things are backwards. Me is we. See? Upside down. Re is again. Present is now. It is also a gift. And that is why you would hear people who have said that time, right, is the gift. And that gift is now. So be present. Be the present and be present. Be now. Be her now. She does not want to wait because the opposition is seeking to kill her. It's the same when you eat something and you know you shouldn't eat it. There's that opposite of you that wants to kill you because you are the body, the earth. It goes right back. So it longs to go back to where it came from. And then you have the soul. But in terms of the opposition, the way we see the grass no longer green, and the fruits and foods have no seeds, that is her dying. That is those living cells who we would call our opposition, who want to kill her, want to kill us, because we're all the same. So when we talk about those who are lying, we want to kill the lies. But we have to stop lying to self. And we do it in the present because we represent her. So we again present ourselves as her. Don't be afraid to say, I am mother. You are your mother. You are her. Too many are not wanting to acknowledge the truth. And 7 is the number for truth. 7 is the number that says she rested. She rested on the truth. So now you represent the truth into the world. And when do you do it? When is the time? What time is it? The time is now. Because any time that it is, it's now time.
Right. Now or the present. Yeah.
Right. So when we represent her and we present her in the present now. And then everything transforms in the twinkling of an eye. Because it happens when? Now, in the present. It says and twinkling of an eye because it's an eye, it's not two. We can't see because we have been given a definition. So if somebody makes you deaf and you can't hear, then another one of your senses gets heightened. So now, what got heightened? You think you see. And that is why they say deaf, dumb, because once they gave you the definition and said, hey, that's a vehicle, that's a car, that's a truck, it took the definition off of you being your body being a vehicle. You didn't see your body as a vehicle any longer because that was not included in the definition. So now they didn't tell you that you are her, that you are a living cell inside her. That's not included in the definition. So you can't hear. So now you can't hear, you're deaf, And because you don't hear, you don't know, you're dumb. And of course, those senses keep getting heightened. And now you can't see because you're looking with your two eyes. So that's when they come about and say you're deaf, dumb, and blind, because the first one that they make you is deaf. Your definition of what is happening. What do you see in this matrix? It's an illusion. It's all her. You're looking at yourself. When you're looking at me, you're looking at her. Now, some people might still want to play like, oh, Mother Kai thinks she's cocky. Yes, for sure. I'm her. 100% her. I've accepted it. So that's why I can play. And those that want to hurt me, they want to hurt themselves. Because I am a great idea. I am Mother's idea to represent her in this time to bring about homeostasis. And all those other cells who know her are grouping with me to keep her body healthy so that she stays green and that she can produce, because what she wants to do is continue producing. She loves her babies. See, I love the babies. Mother loves the babies. That's why you have flowers and everything is growing and blooming beautifully. That's what she loves. She loves beauty. Mother Nature's beauty. When you go in nature, you feel good. I know I feel real good. When you go by the beach, you feel good. She feels good. That's who she is. She's beautiful. She's good like that. So when you talk about the opposition and you don't like how the world is, well, then be her and love her. Love yourself. Be her now. In this time, in the Lioness Gate, because they say it's a portal. They say it's the Lion's Gate. I know. But I always say it's the Lioness Gate. Well, no, I didn't always say that. She told me that one day, one of these previous Lion's Gates, and I'm doing what I normally do, like I did today, stay up, meditate, fast. And it came to me, and I heard her say, it's not the Lion's Gate, it's the Lioness Gate, because the portal is open. And the portal is what you are, darling, daughter, representing me. You are a portal. You are important. You port souls here. You are a portal. And you are open twice as well.
And that's true. I mean, we don't see that. And that's interesting that you would bring that up, because the agreement is something that was done in time immemorial, in at the beginning. If you want to, I don't even want to call it time, I would call it at the beginning of the I was looking recently at, and I've known about this woman for probably about 13, 14 years, about her work, Dolores Cannon, who transitioned in 2014. And she wrote, several books: Convoluted Universe, The Three Waves, Five, Five Lives Revisited, and all this. And she's a hypnotherapist, and in her hypnotherapy practice, she discovered that a lot of clients were being regressed. They may have come for, say, weight loss or smoking cessation. But they ended up regressing to past lives. And over a period of many, many years, she realized that they began to tell about creation in the beginning, and how starting in around the 50s or so, 40s, late 40s, 50s, there was a wave of volunteers that came in, knowing that there were certain things set in place they were coming in to create. The first wave would have been the foundation, the ones that would have come in to build, lay the foundation, if you will, for what was to come. And the second wave would have been probably around the 60s to 70s, whatever those folks. I don't know if they're the busters, and I mean maybe the boomers were the first wave.
Yeah.
A little bit before that, the busters, and then I don't know who came, the X's or whoever comes after. The second wave came just to bring in the energy, the healing, or that energy that if they could just walk in a room and change the atmosphere, they may not have known that's what they were here, but some people have that sort of a magnetism or that attraction or that aura. When you just, your presence, their presence just makes everybody, not what they look like, but what they emit. And so
Mhm.
if you're that kind of individual
Yeah.
where people, when you enter into a space, people feel you, then you may be in that wave. The third wave, they came in knowing. They just came in saying, "Hey, why this shit popping?" Because we know what it
Right.
is. We just came in to make sure the first two waves were doing what they're supposed to do, from a standpoint. So we came in as volunteers to create or make the setting right for what we are experiencing now, today.
Mm-hmm.
That,
Exactly.
again, as you said, this is cyclical. This is not the first time. I'm not sure if it's Indian religions or spirituality. They have things called what yugas. They have
Mm-hmm.
different, and there's cycles. Yugas are cycles. Various cultures have various things, but and then there are
Mm-hmm.
places where the reset is what, not financial, but people. And it appears that we are moving into one of those periods. I mean, everybody's thinking about, currency, but not thinking in terms, and they're thinking of fiat change into some other fiat as opposed to the currency of who we are,
Mm-hmm.
the energy, the human capital currency is the real currency. The you know,
Yes.
am I right or
That's
wrong?
what. Right. This is what I said about generational wealth. It's generations of us coming and going, and it's the same thing doing again and again, right? And so when
Volunteering to do it too, coming in as
yes,
that's volunteer, knowing that this is the most difficult. You say I come to play, and the fact that you say I come to play, you come to play in the most difficult place that you could incarnate. We could go so many other places and be so much more at ease, but we come here for on purpose to do something. However, the challenge is to remember, reconnect with your purpose, and
yes,
remember your source.
and that's what I'm saying. I don't get people really. I mean, I do, but I don't because it's so easy once you know the numbers. It's a numbers game. Everything is a number. Every single thing is a number. So it's only nine numbers. So what's the problem here, people? That people have been conditioned to believe and not know. And that is only thing that could be going on here is people don't have courage. They're like they need to go to the whiz, to get a brain, a heart, whatever, But they need courage because that's the only thing that could be stopping this game from being a winner's game. Now, like in the present, that everybody waiting on everybody else, and everybody else is everybody else. I
True.
look around and I go like, where am I? And then I have to laugh. I say, So I'm expressing mother, and it's like we're nothing but her thoughts. That's it. And that's why you don't have even necessarily you have your own thought. Even somebody else have the same thought because it's the same vibration coming through. It's the same thought pattern. If you're born on a one and then or you have a one, let's say personal year, and the other person in a one person, they're getting the same thoughts too, except that thought that they're getting is helping them along their life path, which may be different than yours, because when you get that personal year, it's coming to help you fulfill your destiny, like Buju Banton say. I love Buju. Oh my gosh, I love Buju. I love Anthony Hamilton too, by the way, so put that in there. And I love Damian Marley too. So, but in any case, back to the thing, because I love sound, because that's why I just mentioned them. I love sound. I like Erica Badu. She's smooth. I love Thames. sound. I'm created to, like, if I want to do something in this world and say, everybody come out and love mother, it's going to be a party. Straight up. It's just going to be party. I'm like, let's have some fun. This time, this Lionsgate, okay, everybody meet X, Y, and Z place. We party and we're going to make a joyful sound. And that goes up. That vibration goes up. It raises the vibration. When I do the body scans for people, 10 seconds, talk into the AO scan. It's your sound. It's sound. It's called sound healing. So what the problem is, people, nobody's saying out their mouth, I am mother. I need more people to say, I am mother. I am me. There's no me. It's just mother. All male and female. And then that sound is coming out your mouth. That's going to be the connection, because now it's a realization, and an actualization will follow, because now you can break down them barriers. That's very important. You have to look, this is a 7 universal year going out, the energy going out. So if you're going to accept something, now it's time to accept it, because the energy going out and it's getting more extreme, because 8 is a number of extreme. So if you learn your lesson this year, but choose a karmic year, and it's very challenging, because you're talking about, it's not only a 7 universal year, it have the number 22 in it. Oh, talk to me, mama. This year, 2023. So you got the 2 twos. That's the grandmother. That's why this is happening. They're talking about what they say, global warming. Huh? It's not global warming. It's grandmother warning. And if you break it down with the Pythagorean theorem, okay, not theory, but theorem, because some people go between the Chaldean and the Pythagorean, but I did my clinical and my theses and all this, I don't figure them out. Pythagorean is the real deal. Now, anybody want to challenge mother, they can do so if they like, but mother's going to win. Yeah, mother got game. That's right. I got game, but I'm confident about that, because I've been doing this a long time, and I represent her, and she don't lead me wrong. You see? So what I'm saying is that if you break down global warning, and you just the word global equal 22. Global warning. This is global warning. They're using global for a reason, because that's 22. That's the grandmother. They're using 22. 22 is the grandmother. And how do I hear these things? Because I'm a 22. I'm a number 22. So everything on that channel, I'm tuned in. That's all it means. Ain't nothing deep about that. Whatever number you're on, that's the frequency you're on. So I'm on channel 22. So when these opposition trying to play things, they're using the number 22 to tear everything down. They're being the opposite, the negative 22 of being loving and coming together. They're using division, divide everybody, divide and conquer. And 22 is a number of coming together and building cooperatively and healing cooperatively. 22 is the master number healer. That's why I'm like, what's going on here? And then, so it comes to me, she talks to me, and she say, global is the number 22. She also told me that LGBTQ is the number 22 as well. That's a secret society that hates mother. LGBTQ equals 22, because it's really about everybody coming together. And so when you come together, that means you don't hate the other, because the LGBTQ is really all mother anyway. But they know this. They know this is the grandmother, but they hate her. This is how you know, no seeds in the fruit. That means they don't want mother to have no reproducing, no reproduction on the planet. She loves fruit, her seeds, those are her seeds. If you have LGBTQ, you don't get no seeds from that, because it's woman with woman, man with man, or whatever with, so they can do their own thing, but they don't know what they're in. A lot of these are young people getting into it because of what is the phthalates in the water, the things that they heard in the womb, when their mother was hating on their father, And then they come out, they don't want to be their father if they're a boy because they heard their mother cussing him and was unhappy. Look, they know these things here because this is the patrix that's controlling the matrix. Because even when the baby's inside the mother, she's still in the world, and most likely she of it. So the patrix got her paying bills. She's struggling, trying to do this, that, and everything else. So she's not in her high spiritual sense that she's supposed to be. That is the most spiritual time for a woman to be impregnated and to grow a seed, a soul. Now, this is why I'm going to take this to another level too, because if anybody young is saying this, seeing this, right? I would say stop using the word baby, because baby gets people in trouble. Because baby sounds so cute. It's a living soul you bring in here. And that's what your soul. Your soul. So when you are pregnant, you are in control of a living soul. That is true birth control. Because now it's every thought that you have in. That soul is inside of you going to school for 9 months. And in class every second of the day. And even peeing in the class. Not leaving. And so that soul hears everything. So when that soul come out, that soul is acting out what it heard. See? Heard. And it determined the definition. And as it's growing in seeing, it starts to believe. And so the LGBTQ is equal to 22. That's destruction for those young people that are going into the school and they start talking about gender. Well, they have to first know, once again, don't worry, you are mother. Ain't nobody even saying that. See? They're being defined as lesbian, gay, bi, trans, or queer. But lesbian, mother's the lesbian. Yeah. But they make the woman the lesbian, but she's not a lesbian. She's not less of a being. She's more of a being. But the man is the lesbian, really, because he's the less of a being. But you see, because they secretly hate women in this organization, they turn around and say, is the woman who's the lesbian because she loves herself. See? Because mother's not supposed to love herself. But it's all her. So they make that look like it's less when it's not. And then they say lesbian, right? But you hear the word bi in that. Bi is really the number for 2. We're all bi. That's why I say L and then they say G, but they say gay. And gay, they're only using the vowel A because it's androgynous. And that's mother. Mother's androgynous. In order for us to be here, it was androgyny. And once again, parthenogenesis. So then you turn around that. They could have put a U and say guy, but no, it's gay because they know what they're doing. They're here to destroy mother. And that's what I'm here to, they say, bring it out. And then when you say lesbian, then you say LG, and then you say bi. Who is that? That's mother. Mother is bi. She's masculine, feminine from the beginning, the 2 forces. She's bi. When you say trans, who is trans? Mother. You had boys. They were girls first. So use a trans. You transition them into the world and you transition them from girl to boy. Mother's the trans. And then queer. Well, mother's queer. Because why? Well, her portal is open at least once a month. And she bleed, but she don't die. And she transitions females to males. So she queer. She queer. Because she can't be a queen because they don't want to exonerate her. Because remember, they hate mother. It's a secret society that people don't know that they're in. And that the queen gets dragged through the mud. That's you hate the queen. You're going to drag up the mud. So the LGBTQ, they know that that's the grandmother. And we should all be coming together because everybody's mother. But they're there to make sure that no seeds come out. You see? So they're pushing that in the schools. And yay, transgender, gay. Nobody ever is giving them the education. You don't need to do that. All you have to do is put in your bid now at the Lioness Gate, and you're going to live. You're not going to die. Nothing's dying. So why don't you shake what your mother gave you right now in this lifetime and be happy with what you're in, what the vehicle that you're in? Because you're only in a car and you can get it a next car in the next life if you get in the line and it ain't too long.
And that's true. And that's the thing. I've been studying OBEs and NDEs lately, and I have my only sister had shared her NDE with me. For those who don't know, OB is out of body experience, and NDE is near death experiences. And what I've seen as a pattern for many people over and over and over again that had that experience is they thought one thing I found that was amazing. You spoke about the gender of the child or the child hearing, and I used to think in terms of you know even with I know there's at some point we have we have layers of our bodies. We have the emotional, etheric, the energetic. You have the soul, the spirit, whatever's in the mother. What's in mother at the onset is not the part that said send me, I'll go, because what they say is that part comes in at the very end and even has the right, if they choose to change its mind and
Right.
not be born. Hence you
Mm-hmm.
see stillbirths or children that die early, like my daughter did
Mm-hmm.
as a crib death. These are souls that change their mind because they got the right to do that. And even in terms of abortions, they say that they learn when they're on the other side that
Mm-hmm.
they're not really in there. You'll say, oh, in the first 6 weeks, or they're not in there. They are preparing to go into that body, and there's something there, but not the soul. I guess the soul. The which one? The soul and the spirit. One of them is more eternal. That
Right.
part's not there. It's preparing to come, and normally doesn't come until just before birth, or sometimes even progressively. Who that child is being downloaded as after they're born. So they may not, that the fontanelle, the top of the head where when people say they leave or come back in. My sister came back in through that top of her head. That's the
Mm-hmm.
opening part of a baby too. When they're born, that soft, we call it the soft spot. That's
Mm-hmm.
where they will continually receive downloads and inputs, if you will, to say or facilitate who he or she is to be, and is not necessarily all there at the time of birth. And I'm learning that made such a major difference in the way I looked at things. Oh, I'm not advocating abortion, but to know that even when somebody's getting an abortion, that soul's not in there. There's the part that we think of as a being is not there yet. They're preparing to come. And that sometimes the soul itself decides not to come, changes its mind, even after saying, yeah, that's going to be my mother, that's going to be my father, and that's going to be my circumstances. I'm going to live in the hood, and I'm going to struggle. And then they might say, get right down to the time of the birth and say, I changed my mind, and they have a right to. And sometimes they come back later on when they feel circumstances are better for them to achieve whatever it is they wanted to achieve in that incarnation. What do you feel about that?
No matter whether, we're saying it's whoever's changing their mind,
Mm-hmm.
I still always say that is mother. All is mother, all is all. There's no separation. So it's not, so this is how, how you change your mind? You just change your mind. So we are mother's thought, an idea, right? So she changed her mind. That's it. I don't say there's a me. So I'm not going to say if I was coming, then I changed my mind. It wasn't a good fit with me and my parents because all is all. If I was to say I changed my mind, then I would be thinking there's a me and I would be outside of all. And you can't get outside of all. You follow what I'm saying? So what is being said here through this vehicle is that all is mother, period. We're an idea. What we're experiencing now is being her, but thinking we're an individual. We have everything she has, everything. All is her. And we have to accept all is her, period. All is all. I mean, like, that's it. All is all. People, I don't know, like, what's the issue? Once again, all is all. That's final. Ha! It's not deal or no deal. It's like not like that. And so we're here to enjoy the experience, but you're growing. We're just data. We're her data. We're her cells, whatever everybody wants to look at it. But when we go back, we're going back as data. We're a good idea. You changed your mind, or you said I wasn't having the show. You changed your mind. Here I am. So if a soul's coming, she'd say, "Oh, well, you know what? I changed my mind. Not a good idea." So I'm expressing her because I was a good idea before. So if you have a good idea, you run it back. You get to be service again. We're here to serve. So I served her in a previous time. I was a great idea. I did it. So therefore, she just running me back too. She just a playback. But now it's a higher level. And that is in evidence of your birth date. What numbers you playing with? So I'm playing with master numbers, 2 sets of them. But that just no big thing to me. It doesn't belong to me. It's letting me know that, well, there's some high expectations here and the stakes are high. That's why it's inflation right now, because the stakes are high. What do we know now? What have we accepted? 7 is the number of trust. 7 is the end. After 7 years, your body has repaired itself totally. Every new cell is there. So we are at this 2023, every new cell, it's done. It's done. She resting. Now you're getting ready to because the number 8 is re. So it's a replay of the financial system when you terms and looking at it in the physical. It's looking at security. It's looking at extremes. So it could be extreme poverty. But all you need to do, look again at the previous play, because they huddle and they're like, the opposition don't know the play. So we're going to play this one back.
The interesting.
Go ahead.
Okay, the interesting thing is when you talk about at the end for 2023, when you think in terms of 7 more years, then it happens again, we'll be at that 2030 mark that they say was a period where there was a plan. They pushed the 2020 plan to a 2030 plan. So what does that signify? Because if that's the end again, if a completion, so we have another opportunity to maybe thwart the plan, or
now by being the present, because right now, remember, it's the 9, right? We talked about the end, the beginning, and it's the 7, which also is the completion of the body, the renewal of the body, her body. I said it's global warning by what they're wanting to tell everybody. What is global warming? Excuse me, it's grandmother warning. She's warning everybody, but that's her fierceness right now. 7 is fierce and 8 is extreme. So everything's going to repeat in an extreme fashion. And if you're looking at 2030, you're looking at a 5. 5 is change. Meaning it could go either way. but it's Mercury and it's hot. That's temperature rising. You see, it's all about communications. So when you're looking at 2030, but right now you're also looking at auspicious diseases coming in because of the 8. 8 is auspicious for diseases too. 8 is extreme. And then you have to know that because we're starting new and this is the new world, well, it's also about the return. So this is why you say the clock is going back up again. The ontology of time. We're going back up to the golden years, and when you look at the 8, it goes down, but it comes right back around. So then you also know that the 8, you get pinched right in the middle. See? So we know what's going to happen. Just look at 1934 because they're running the play back. I'm like, duh. And we're supposed to be in our 60s, and we got those younger than us that really looking at us like the alumni, and they don't know what to do because most of the alumni is like not accepting that they are mother and that they're too busy still fighting each other. It's the number 22 we're supposed to be on. 22 is the hardest life path because it's hard to bring people together. That's why when anybody have a 22 life path, it's hard because mother is saying, make an effort to bring the people together. Make an effort to bring these people together in love, to build and to heal. And isn't that what this nation is, this world is calling for? Right? Building and healing. Or they call it the reconstruction, or they want to call it the Great Depression, but ain't nothing great about being depressed except that they are greatly depressing the people. So now, if they're depressing the people, which they are, it means that we need some builders and we need some healers. We need some 1111s. We need some 22. All we have to do is play by the numbers. I'm like, what is really so hard? Hey, they're running some serious game. Because how is it that you could run the game back generation and generation, and one generation don't tell the other generation, like how the cells in the body supposed to tell the younger cells in the body, hey, I'm a slough off, I'm an old cell, but this is how you keep the body healthy. So I don't, this is all I'm doing when I'm speaking as mother is by saying, I want to live. I want to live. I want to stay green. And then how she bring me through is that I come through an era when the movie was Soylent Green and the earth was gray. And now I'm living present, in the present, representing her. And these opposition want to put my memories in the cloud. And people putting all that shit in the cloud. That is gray. That's a gray area in the cloud. Why don't we want our shit in the sun? So we have to reverse. All you have to, it's so easy. Reverse, reverse, rehearse. The lines, it's the same thing. Act. All you have to do is act. It's everything's in reverse. So if the opposition doing this, then do the opposite. Mother made it easy. This not a hard lesson. This easy. So that's why I'm bored. I'm like, okay, so you send me here. All right, I'm gonna represent you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say what I have to say. I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm a good idea. So she just playing me back. There's no me. I get to experience doing this show and doing other things with so-called family and even my own siblings and so-called children. And I say so-called children because they get upset with me too. Because I'm like, I'm not even your mother, really. When you act like, you against me and do things, you're not playing the role as my child, my son or my daughter. So I can't be mother. If you don't play the role of son and daughter, I can't play the role of mother. So I'm mother to anybody who wants love. That is mother. Other than that, it's tough love. This is what happened when mother say the whole village wipe out. And that's when you get the saying, it hurts me more than it hurts you. Because that's how mother feeling. Like, this easy. Don't you love me? I only gave you two choices, love me or you don't. So what is the problem that we can't fix this right now? Like right now, because I'm tired. I want to play. I'm like, I came, I'm here, I'm representing, we talking, you doing your thing, you got all her other cells out there. You got seven, with the university, things to learn. He's a 22, by the way. He's a 22. You see, my godson is a 22. Look at what he doing. It's easy for him because, well, he born on a 22, 1022. So that's why he can bring all the people together so easy because he doing what is the grandmother's will. She gave him the gift and said, "Get out."
He was
And
one of the first that I discovered in during my period of beginning to awaken around 2011. He had written a book on Matrix, and
mhm.
he was making it available. And I used to, he was deep. I was like, "Who is this?" I didn't even know who he was, Seven Bomar, but I knew that
And he
whoever that.
young, and he young, and look at that. See, this is what I'm saying. He a young seed. He a young seed. Look at like I was saying, I was just with Yaki Awaken. I was sharing with you, right? He was at our store, the ACAF, right? The African Cultural Art Form on 52nd Street.
Mhm.
And he sat right in front, right? And he said, "You have a beautiful." I said, "Well, you're just looking at yourself." But what I saw in him was like what Dr. Sebi had told me when I was younger. When I sat on Dr. Sebi when he after he did that conversation, lecture in Brooklyn, and I waited until everybody asked the question. And I say, look around, making sure, everybody don't ask their question. Because, people's followers. I even knew that then. And I know nobody follow me, then everybody started to ask, what I'm going to ask, which I asked was, can you come? Can I come with you? And he said, yes. So when he done, he jumped off and he turned around and he said, you coming? And I was like, yes. But what he told me was that it was on me that when I get older, to look out for the youth who would be like me, who would be asking the questions and wanting the actual facts. And when I first saw Yaki awaken, I saw him awaken, this young son. I was like, wow. And then I looked at his name, Yaki, Yakhi. And I'm like, he kind of got some letters like my name, you know? And my last name began with a Y, but then he got the Ahi and I'm Kai. So then he talking all this biology, which is her story. Hmm? That's biology. That's mother's story. He talking mother's story. So I'm looking at this, and then when he was at the shop about 2 weeks ago, because he was in Philadelphia doing his Met, but he came to do the question and answer at ACAF first, African Cultural Art Forum. But when he said that to me, I'm looking at him, and I'm like, he chocolate, and I'm thinking, you could really be my son, you know, the way we looking, just like how you and I favor and as sisters. So I'm looking at him. And then after he said that, he started to get into the lecture. And then he say he birthday, 7/11. I said, oh my goodness, look at that. So he's an 11. He's an old soul. But because I'm a 29 also, that's 11. So when he say he was looking at me and, oh, you look like a beautiful spirit. You have a beautiful spirit. And I say, you're looking at yourself. Didn't it come out that he's an 11? And my brothers who owned the shop for over a store for over 50 years, they both are 29 and 11 as well. So now here's the energy. Yaki comes into the building for question and answers with a nice group. And he's in the building that is owned by those like himself. And then he sits, I'm sitting directly in front of him, and then he notices me. And he was the one Dr. Sebi told me to look out for, because I say, look, when he told me, when I heard his birthday, when I see that he have Aki and I'm Kai and the same, I said, this young man, as well as others that I see, but especially him, because I wasn't even knowing that he was really coming, except my godson called me the day of and told me, what was going on and thing, right? But what I'm saying is that Dr. Sebi and Malachi York as well, I was little then, but told me to look out for them. And now that I'm a senior myself, I've been waiting on them. I've been waiting on my sons to bring it to this matrix, because they have to play. They're acting. They're acting. See, it's all an act. They are still mother too. But they have the name Yaki, Sevan, 19 Keys, what the name, KT, and the red and blue pill. Them is all beautiful souls of mother. And then I have my goddaughters, I have Miriam and my Asia. Now, why am I not mentioning my own that birth through me? Because they don't value me. See? Because I gave them the spirituality, and they said I was too business and not enough love. And my statement to them is, you have to see me as energy, because there's no me and there's no you. For all intents purposes, we're playing. And so if you want to be my son, then act like my son. You can act like it. You want to act like my father, you can act like my father too. But whatever you act like, that is what I'm going to behave like too. Because whatever you do, right, then make sure that you do it and you put your appellation on it, meaning that you sign in it. You put your signature on it. That's your sign of nature. What is your nature? All of it is indicated in your license plate. So my children, so-called children, because we're all playing roles, we're all mother. That's why I say so-called, with no disrespect. But I have a standard, and that standard is high. We are playing. All is all, period. That is where mother stops the playing, oh, silly. No, 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 no. She's serious about all is hers. And she wants beauty. She wants to be healthy. When it comes down to mother's health, she don't play that. See? So that's why I don't profess to be a vegan. I say I'm a vegan. I eat food the way it began. I need to recognize it. It's one ingredient. It's an apple. It's an orange. I eat it the way it began. So I'm not with the vegan and the Beyond Meat and people eating Syrian burgers and turkey burgers, because all them people that passed away this year in 2023 in Syria and Turkey and all that, they probably really turkey burgers and Syrian burgers. But I'm sorry to say that, but you seen the movie Tyrone? What was it called? Who Cloned Tyrone? So even though I'm saying it, they put it in the movie already.
Right, they cloned Tyrone.
Right. So even though I'm talking about that, remember, people is human resources, so they're not going to throw nothing away. The bodies ain't gonna just be, oh, we're gonna put them in the ground. No, they're gonna chop them and do. It's in a movie, Soil and Green too. See, when I grew up, this is not me saying this. This is what I saw that they showed me from a little girl, and then as I grow, I see it when it was no frills. Naila, it was no frills. The black and white cans inside, the Soil and Green. But now look at everybody, they have their own label, their own store label, and that means there's no quality control. Whatever's in the can is in the can. Ain't nobody checking nothing. So I grew up seeing it, and I'm supposed to go turn the cheek and, oh, it ain't happening. No, it's happening. So you got mad people because the same way you had mad cow eating cow, now you got people eating people. They're mad too. Why? I say so because how they can fix this matrix. It's only two choices. So you're eating something and something eating you out your brain. Because how you can fix this to make it beautiful and take care of your mother and love her because it's you having this experience in her body. It's hers too. That's hers. It's hers. So I don't understand. So is something going on here? Yes. So whoever ain't watch they clone Tyrone, they should go watch it, no? And watch the movie Soil and Green too. This is serious thing. Let me just plug this thing in so I don't die out. Don't die out. Think again.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I've been muting myself in and out just because I've noticed that when I'm not muted, you break up more. So she breaks up
Oh,
more. So I've kind of been unmuting and forgetting to unmute myself. But I
okay.
realize when I mute, then you don't break up as much. But
Oh,
you know
I
what?
think that
We
the
have a bunch
phone.
of, yeah, even
Yeah.
now,
Hold
we
on a
have a few
second.
questions I want to put up. Yeah.
Hold a
Anyone
second.
asking about, I'm just going to talk a little bit. Anyone asking about Grand Chic, contact, you can email, direct the email to him at the House of Reawakening Minds .com. I mean, House of Reawakening Minds at gmail.com. You can go to
Mhm.
our website and you can put a question there, or you can come. We have one live session a month in person, or to call that the third, no, fourth Friday of each month, or this month I believe is the 25th, whatever the fourth Friday is, at the House of Reawakening Minds. You can come and you can certainly meet and greet him. He and I present. I usually open up and he does the class. It says 7 to 9:30. Normally goes till much longer. But for those who are trying to meet up with Grand Chic up close and personal, I would suggest the fourth Friday. So you come to the House of Reawakening Minds, and he engages in whatever conversations he can over with whomever. So, but he doesn't do consultations on the phones. Anybody's asking, I'm just giving that out because it takes a lot for me to respond to everybody. So if you didn't ask that question, just ignore me. But I'm saying that for the people who might have the question. Now, what I wanted to do, Mother Kai, there was a few questions or comments that I starred, and I want to,
Yeah.
if you don't mind if I bring those up.
Mhm.
Here's one that says, what about the sons? Do they hate the sons? As you were talking about the sons, because many men say it's an attack on sons. And I guess it's asking his
What's
mother. Yeah, I don't
what's
know they.
what's the question? It's in on the.
What about the sons? When you were saying about mother, and it's all mother, all females, or I mean,
Well, I mean, if you just learn biology, her story, you would know your story, who you are, because you started out
it's a
with
female.
the feminine, and then the hormone. You came out with your feminine parts hanging out, you know, but you are still her. It's still the same part. It's just that they look different. So instead of you, let's say, have a like an old car, you wind up the window with the handle. Now you got push button. So the woman, she got a push button. And the man got the handle. But it's just like a clone. The man breast don't work. So this is just a basically okay. How it all go down like. And I don't see that, whoever's on there like asking this question, because this is a sign that if it's a big man, the man should know this already. I mean, like, for real, this is what I'm talking about. Why the women's gonna have to go back to pathogenesis, because they're gonna have to screw themselves. Because if this is a big man asking question like this, we in trouble. You have to know your mother only because, right? You got breast or chest and nipples, but don't no milk come out of it. You can't nurse nothing, And then if your penis don't, you know, um, rise up like 12 noon, you already going on the weak side and going back to being a woman, because the penis is supposed to stand straight up like noontime, like the hands on the clock. And that's because the woman is supposed to ride the man. The woman ain't supposed to be under man. So if when you having this sex, these man, or once again the patriarch want to take over you, they want you to be under them, and you should be riding your man if he is man, because he penis knows it can stand up like 12. So then as a woman, right, if that ain't happening, you know how to, let me say, no, wait now, because if you as a woman, then you are the nurturer. You know how to give him nourishment so that he can get back up to 12 noon if he, going down, because you are the nurturer. So now the only thing he will ever want to do is then be forceful and be on top of you, because he need to work with gravity. Because hey, if you are on top of him, it's not going to work out, because he's not having that testosterone and man enough. So when it comes down to, later on, the man, he starts to transition to the woman, and the woman, right? Because we're still both principle, masculine and feminine. The woman toward the end of her life can start turning back to the man, because mother is one. This is,
So the question was, as
uh-huh.
men were not loved, and I don't think mother doesn't love her sons. I think that was basically the
I
question.
love my sons. I love
That's
my sons.
right. That's I was trying to bring you back to the question,
Oh,
because it was about whether or not the sons were. But I knew you was gonna say something like that. But anyway, let's move to the next
I
question.
don't understand. I didn't quite understand. I'm about to say I
Men,
didn't quite
men,
understand the question, because
yeah.
ask the
Okay.
next one. Ask the next one then.
That's what I will do that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, well, okay. Before we get to these, here's someone said this. I respectfully disagree, Mother. Being queer doesn't mean we don't reproduce. I do not disagree about the agenda, though. So that was just a comment. So that they
What?
wanted to.
What is it? I do not agree about the queer.
Something you must have said when you were talking
I
about.
said that the queer. I said the queer.
Right.
That at the LGBTQ you get called queer because the woman body, right, is looked at as queer. She's bleeding every month, but she don't die,
Mhm.
and her body transitions from on one gender, so it says gender, from a female into a male. So that would be considered queer, but I consider it magic. That's
Well,
all.
well, I think what this commenter might have said, because some may consider themselves queer, where somebody else might say they're gay, or somebody else might say they're whatever
It's
transgender.
all mother. It's all mother. See, you see what I'm
But
saying? Here we go again.
but
Let me just right.
no, I
Look,
think what they're saying is that some who are considered queer still do reproduce. There are instances where, I was thinking about that storm. Somebody, I don't want to get the wrong one. It's a Monroe or something, and he has children. He looks to every bit like a woman, but he's still got his masculine parts, and he has children, and he could be considered queer. So maybe they were just saying, but it said he did not disagree, or he or she I can't tell, doesn't disagree with the agenda though. Agreed with you on one part, but not on the part that they don't reproduce. So it's
I
just a
didn't
comment.
say that they don't reproduce. I said the woman's body is looked at as queer because it's what it does, that it
Okay.
gives birth, but it transitions one to another, the female to the male. I never said nothing about any
Yeah,
of that, what he's talking about.
yeah, what they're talking about, because I don't know. And I'm saying they because it may not be a. I can't tell, and I don't want to be disrespectful.
It doesn't matter. You know why it doesn't matter? Because matter is mother. Everything that matters is mother. All is mother. So whether you, I just finished saying, so some people just want to be the opposition still, because I said everything is mother, period. So
Right.
now I'm acting as mother and I'm saying to you, I'm saying that, look, I'm being adamant about it because I said everything is mother, period. So there's no LGBTQ in the freaking first place. It's
Well, it's
all mother.
what
You
they've
see?
placed. It's the, like you said earlier. You talked about the defining or definitions.
Yes.
Um,
They're deaf,
whatever
dumb, and blind.
begin to believe, though, if you will, about whatever they tell us something is, and that was, that was hit home for me, brought home to me once when I saw an old recording of forgot her name, but
Mm.
Margaret Mead, and Margaret Mead showed a pencil
Mm-hmm.
and said, "This we call this is wood and lead. We call it a pencil here. In other words, in other places they may not call it a pencil, but because we call it a pencil for the people here in America, then that's what it is. But we don't want them to learn multiple languages because we want them to stay. They wanted people just to have that one language and those one set of definitions, and keeping us in a box
Yes.
in matrix, and that's the way it is. Okay, but I'm gonna move on because here's a question. Someone wanted you to ask you to break down the number 13, and I don't know what that means. I mean, I know I'm a 13-4, for instance, but someone asked, please break down the number 13 because I guess that number shows up in a lot of different instances.
Okay. Well, I like to play with that number, but they say it's unlucky, like whatever it is, lucky number or whatever, right? And it's in different cultures that it is, right? However, right, 13, you add it up in numerology, you get a 4. That number represents the Christ, okay? The 13, it has a lot of, like I said, connotations anyway, but you see the 1 is initiative and 3 is one speaking. So when you look at it being a Christ number, is because Christ is the 13th, person, the 12 disciples, and then Christ made the 13th. It's the same thing like if you said 23 and me. So then you're looking at 23 plus 4. So you're looking at the chromosomes, you're looking at the laws of Ma'at because 24 in reverse is 42. So when I'm going to go back to the number 13, I'm looking at 4. So you're looking at 13 and you're saying, okay, 3 is the number of creation. And that's, birth. It's also ghost because, hey, you got, the Father, Son, they call it the Holy Ghost, but it's really the woman. So it have a lot going on with that number 13. But I like to say that 13 is really, it's the Christ. But the Christ is the woman. This Christina. Even though in these mythologies or whatever they want to say, they don't never give no attribute to the mother because you can't get a Christ without a Christina. So you're the Christina is what I'll be telling you when I say you 13 and stuff. You like things, to be stable and you want to build because in terms of Christ, Christ was a carpenter. So when you're looking at the 4, 4 is a block. That's what carpenters do. They build. They're carpenters, they're masons, and Christ was a mason and it was in a secret order. He had secret disciples, all of that. So when you look at the number 13, you're looking at someone who is very, very, very masterful, but it's also a karmic number because Christ keeps what they keep saying, he coming, he coming, he coming. But I know about my great grandmother and my great, 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 he still ain't here yet. And if he do get here, he better come to my house. I got something for him, eh? Because if I'm just jokes, but look, the number 13 is all about stability and order. And when you find people who have that 13, they like order. And it's also about the law. And so Christ also brought the law. He's the 13th, you know. He had 12 disciples. So when you're dealing with 13, you're talking about, hey, Christ was supposed to bring the stability, but it was really his mother. If you know, that was the cosmos, or the great mother who birthed her son, which is the Christ, which is Christ is the son. You know, all these different, mix up stories, plagiarisms and stuff. But so Christ is the son. So, when you are looking at somebody with the 13, they're very crucial to society because, well, how can you have a society if you don't first have a block? You need to build. As a matter of fact, what you're looking at, a my brother, beautiful brother, Taj Tariq. He only 14th, right? Yeah, any 214, yeah. So then that's why you see him so masterful with his hand. He got a 4 in there. See, and then he can design because when you take that 2 and that 14, right, you get 16. And that's why he mind his business, because 7 is the number of authority and trust and dealing with people really on more so on a one-on-one psychological level. So when you're talking about the 13, you're talking about someone who comes to bring stability into the atmosphere because it's too much fear. Atmosphere. It should be we should have the utmost love and be working with the number 22, which is also a 4. So you got the Christ number 13, which is the karmic, and then you have the 22, which is the grandmother, which is 4. But the 22 4. So I hope that explains the 13. I mean, there's more to it, but you can Google it. So any other question? I can't hear you. You're muted.
Turkisa says, I have
Well,
a life path of 2. Is that the same as 22? I know it's not.
no, it's not. It's one number. You have a life path of 2 is not 22. 2 is not 20. 22 is 2 2.
Well, here, this question others may have. How do I find life path number?
You add up your year, your date, and your month, and you reduce everything to its smallest value. And that's what we should be doing in this life because we need to reduce everything. Everybody getting too big. They need to reduce. You see? And when you reduce, right, then you go right back to what? 0, because 0 is where it all began. Not 1. It didn't start with 1. It started with 0. It started with the wholeness. See? And that's where you come through, the mother, the whole, the portal.
Well, oh, here's another one, and I think you do. Do you
Mhm.
recognize the life path 33?
Do I recognize it?
That's what it says. I'm assuming there it may be asking if that's a life path, and it is. If that's
Yeah,
what
it
it comes.
is. Yes, life path number 33. That means that, your challenges definitely is to love because you came here to really show the world big, big love. And, to have a 33 life path, you've gone through many lifetimes and you've reached a level where you want everybody to feel as you do, which is simply, loving. If you're expressing it once again, in the positive, because you can have a 33 life path and decide to be on the opposite side. We're living in the duality. It's all about choices. There's only choices is 1 or 2. It's not like, this is let's make a deal. You didn't get 3 doors, you got 2. There ain't no neutral here right now. You can't straddle the fence. Mother's not talking about straddling the fence. Because when you talk about the number 11, there's space in between the two ones, but she's closing the gap because she's about wholeness right now. See? And so that's what it is. When you split, when you have the masculine and feminine, that's the 11. That's why those people who have 11, hey, they're definitely bi because they're the two ones, the two sons. But also one is androgynous. So the gap is closing. She's closing the gap. She's ready for wholeness. That's why it's global, what they call in warming, but it's grandmother warning, warning. She's saying, I'm closing the gap. Wholeness is all about the 22. That's why we're in what? 2022, 2023. The tools is there. It's about the grandmother right now. It's about coming together. This is numbers don't lie, people do, and I don't see what the problem still is. I'm just watching now. I'm an observer watching all those who coming on stage to help mother. If you're not here to help mother, then okay, well then I'm your opposition. I'm whoever opposition not here to help mother.
Well,
It's all
listen.
about building real estate right now. Real estate. 4 is real estate too. That's the next thing. Solid earth. North, east, west, south. So when you're talking about the 4, you're talking real estate too. So I'm all about that real estate. And that's the mind. That's where everything is growing from. That's mother right there. That's you in the mind. Everything's happening in your mind. That's the real estate. And that's the 4.
So we are probably sort of at the end of this session, but there's some things that I wanted to say. First of all, I want to thank all of you all for tuning in, especially since, and thank you, Mother Kai, for coming on such a short notice and this has been absolutely enlightening. As I told y'all, you never know what Mother's going to say. So we did have a little session in there with a little disclaimer, I'll put up my disclaimer at the end because that's Mother. And that what Mother says is what Mother says. But I wanted to thank you all. But I wanted to say to you all, if you are interested in getting in touch with Mother Kai for readings, then by all means, first of all, you have her cash up here. So, everybody, we always appreciate the support, especially when you do the kind of work she does. A lot of times you all will give more information out before you think you've given them a reading, and then they're like, thank you. And you've given out your energy and so forth. Mother can actually do your reading for you. And can you explain what it is that you've been focusing on with relationships recently?
Oh, yes.
And that's what you're offering. And I'm going to try to put your contact information up while you do that.
Okay. Well, what I'm focusing on, making an effort to stay calm in this matrix because I can't, for the life of me, figure out why we're not doing better in our relationships. Because once we know we are all mother's energy, her gift, and that we stop with this, don't take me for granted and take me for granted, because we are the grant, we are the gift. So what I'm focusing on now is trying to help people who are in relationships understand what is the energy of their relationship. So for right now, watching and they in a relationship and they don't know what the relationship value is and what it's all about, the challenges and stuff like that in the relationship, what they can overcome simply by knowing what is the value and the vibration of the relationship. I'm doing that right now. And, I'm doing a graph of where your power is at, where you have the most power. So I can, add up all the numbers in your name, all the numbers, in your birthday, and begin to see which number is more prevalent. And that means you have most power in there. So once I do this grid for you, you can see, hey, you got more power in the 4 or the 3, you're less in this way. Then you can also mix and match with, your partner who you're seeing or your friend and say, hey, you know what? I don't have much 8 energy, but you have a lot. So you know what? I need to partner with you. Maybe you can show me something. If you're in a relationship and you're married or something like that, and that marriage been going on for some time, then you know that this marriage is not good, you know. And I've been here, so like, let me just say this too. When I came into all this thing, I was, facing, dogmas, Muslim, Christianity, things my mother said. Behind every great, good man is a great woman, and I stayed this great woman behind this good man. Nah, see, so I didn't use all these principles that I now know to use. And I want to make sure that my young, youthful, and young at heart, they get to know what is the value of their relationship. Because when you come in a relationship, that's exactly what it is. You need to relate to the other person. You mix in energies. So when you come and you give me the information, I'm going to mix your energies up. And then it's going to get a valuation. And it's going to come out, right, to a sum, once to the lowest value. Like I say, you always add everything up and then you bring it to its lowest value. That number belongs to your relationship. And that is how your relationship is going to be. As long as you're with that person, you're going to be challenged with that particular aspect. Now, I've done it before, and I'm very, very good at it. And it's mother who taught me, and it's not in a book. So if everybody wants to say what book I could get it from, I am the freaking book. I am mother. I channel her. You can do just what I do. Just be quiet. But the same thing you have to know is what channel you on. Are you on channel 22 like me? Well, I'm on a high vibing channel. I'm on channel 11. I'm on channel 9. I'm on channel 2. So I'm very caring. So when I sit down, I'm just what I hear her say. And then I write it down. I go do the mathematics. I study people. I use it on Dr. G to see if it's accurate. Eh? And then she be like, yeah, what you got? You know what I'm saying? So when I first learn it, when I first hear it, I go apply it on other people. Hmm? And then I'd be telling, that's how I got it. I was like, oh, this is, mother really dropped some jewels on me here. See? And then I go and apply it. And then now I've done over, 200 people. I know it's my clinical. That's some deep stuff. And I be loving mother coming through. So that's what I'm doing. So if you watching this thing right here, I'll hook you up, for a 60, 6 is the number of love. So if you want to know your relationship value and you want to know, how is it going to stay for 60, watching this thing right here, you hit my number, 610-245-7981. The name of my business is Cosmosology Wellness Research, because I'm forever researching the biology to keep us healthy, homeostasis. And there's a lot we didn't talk about. We need to talk about, how we are getting older and do not want to age. We need to talk about the Medicare system, how it don't care. It's not called MaxiCare. It's called Medicare for a reason, because it's mediocre. It should be, instead of, like saying Medicare, like how some people say, oh yeah, I'm going to Target. And they say, no, I want to feel like I go into some real store. I call it Target. Well, Medicare is mediocre. See? Because it's not MaxiCare. And Medicaid is a Band-Aid. So that's where my focus is, on health. I am a 22. I'm putting my business out there. But once again, if you don't have family business, you don't have no business. This is what I tell my children, my biological children, when they say, hey, you're a business mom. You don't really show me love. I show love by the way that mother has created me to express her. And she does that through wisdom. And through wisdom, you protect yourself. That is a mother's love. So my children don't overstand that if they don't choose that, because then they are not realizing what I'm saying. You are not mine. Like Khalil Gibran said, you come through me, not from me. See, when I say it, like what we used to say when we was little, how did it go, Dr. G? I said it, I meant it, and I'm here to represent it. So when you see me, it's authentic, and that's what I love. I'm not wearing the mask. I'm just projecting mother's love. That's all there really is here on this planet is mother love. Everywhere you look and you see some green or you got some food or whatever, or you see a next person, that's you in another form. That's mother's love. So on this Lionsgate, we talked about who's lying. Well, I'm going to just tell you, you're lying to yourself. So that's how I'm going to go with it. It's you. You are lying to yourself. It's the matrix. It's a mind fuck. You are the mother expression. There is nobody else. All is all, period, accepted or rejected. She's made it very easy, extremely easy. It's you who want to make it hard. That's it. It's your decision, your will, and you are allowing the opposition that you made up also in your mind to fight. All you have to do is chill and be loving, be mother, because that's where you are. You haven't even gone anywhere, Dorothy. You're a black dot. You click your heels 3 times and you're home and everything happened in 3. And all you do is play some good sounds because you are just sound and vibration. You are your voice. And now you have a choice. So you use it. And especially now when it's high spiritual times, you connect with her. And then you be moving as her. And you accept that you're not going nowhere. That's how you get courage. You're like, you can't kill me. It's all like what you see on the video game. Oh, I got blowed up. Oh, I got another life. So they're showing you. The opposition shows you yourself. They're just showing you yourself in the opposite. But it's now you to say, no, I'm not going to behave in that manner against myself, mother, because the opposition is you too. So it's just a matter of acceptance. 7 is the number of acceptance. And if you go past that, it's getting extreme now. It's getting extreme. And remember, 9 is fire. But 9 is also very, very emotional because it's all numbers. So chill at 7. Chill. And just accept. That's all she's saying. Accept that you are me, mother's energy. That's all that comes through. That's the only message I have. I don't have no other message. And it's not even I. I is 9. So who is 9? See? The divine feminine. And that divine feminine is phi, right? Male. So that's the 2 right there, the 2 forces. Everything is the 2 forces. The ma, skew line, the female. It's just, that's all we are, forces of nature. And we are brown and we fell down from what we would call grace. And now we have to go black to the future, which is black to the cosmos, which is mother. And then everything good, because that's what she said in the 7th day. Hey, it's all good. And then she rested and said, all right, that's it. So if you want it that way, just be mother. I'm not the only mother, but I'm going to leave y'all with this too. And I asked before, what is the opposite of mother? Because that's who everybody would be acting as. If you are not behaving as mother, who are you behaving as?
Son?
No, the opposite of mother. The opposite. What would be the opposite of mother? Everything have an opposite.
Father? Father?
Because the father is not the opposition of mother. Father is birth just
From
like, from mother, right? So father is not the opposition. Who would be the opposition of mother? What would be the opposite of mother?
I don't know.
A motherfucker.
Why did I think you were going to say that? All right.
Because hey, because you're the opposite. That would be the opposition. You just want to screw mother? You don't want to,
Care for and respect and honor mother is what you said. Okay.
yes, you have to, right. So that's because what would be the opposite
What you said?
of mother? You, if you're loving and respecting her, if you're not, you're effing her.
Right.
So then that's what everybody would be if they don't want to accept today after the show, after you, Mother Naila and Mother Kai represented herself to say, love me. I am her. You are her. This is all this what this show was about. Who's lying? It's the lioness gate. Connect with her. Stop lying to yourself. This is easy. Mother has made it easy so that you can play. It's a play to act.
That's true.
Don't be a mother.
Yeah. Don't be that.
I know you don't want me to say it again. You don't want me to say it again, right?
No, no. We heard you first time, didn't we? Yeah, yo, we heard it. Yeah, we heard it. I
You
want this
sure?
video.
You sure? Did you? Are you sure? Are you sure they heard it the first time? You
We
sure they
did.
heard it the first time? You sure they
Absolutely.
heard it the first time?
And I want this video to stay up. I want this
Yes.
video.
Okay.
I want this video to stay
But
up.
I
So
know you had some guests on here who cursed, and that what I just said was not even used as a curse. It
I
was
know.
used as the opposition of what a mother is.
Okay. Cool.
So it's not to be foul, but some people be like, mother this, mother that, mother that. No, see, I ain't doing that. I don't want nobody to take it like that neither. See, that's once again a definition. You see? And making it a curse word is not a curse word. It's just meaning that everything have its opposite. And the opposite of mother is not father.
Right. Well, I consider a mother father. It's a mother father. That's right. A mother father.
So call it what it is. Call it what it is. That's
I
it.
will
See?
not, but I get it. I get it.
But I know what you're saying here. But I'm
Yeah.
just for all those who don't know, that's what you would be
Right.
being if you are in opposition to being natural nature. If you're against natural nature, you are a mother sucker because you're killing her. And all you have to do is you say you love her, is be the present, represent her, because that's who you are. You having this experience and you have been granted access. Like they say, access granted. And you came through the gateway, the lioness gateway to get here, the portal, because that's what the woman's pum pum is. It's the portal. And you've been granted access to this realm. Like, let's keep it, 200. 200 is equal to mother, because even when you look at MO is molybdenum on the chemical chart. I do believe, no, I think I don't want to believe, I know molybdenum is equal to 42, and 42 is the laws of Ma'at. So mother is the one setting the laws. So if anybody, you can, look it up. But if you look at MO on the chemical chart, that's molybdenum, and that's the number 42. You can't make this stuff up. And it just comes to me. I'm grateful for the experience. I want more of a joyful one, though. I need some more. I need some team players. I want my sons, who playing hardball, like Freedom and 19 Kids and Yaki, to get with me too. Because mother loves what they do, and they playing hardball with the opposition. But then still, hey, I want to make sure that the seeds are okay, that they are also producing, because remember, when a man is having intercourse, he's shooting stars. Yeah, he's shooting stars into the cosmos. That's what the woman is. And before, that wasn't happening. Mother was just rubbing herself, creating the magnetism, and then the sparks. So who's lying? The matrix. The matrix, the patrix, and the matrix. One, two, three. And everything is easy as 1, 2, 3, ABC. Do, re, mi. Michael Jackson was a 29er. He came with mother's message. You can't make this stuff up. Energy doesn't lie. People do. Because people don't know what people is. People, P-E-O-P-L-E, is P-apple. That's how it's pronounced, P-apple. But you saying people. But when you see people walking around, they don't know that people is personal energy polarized, masculine and feminine. That's what people is. It's everything is right there in your face, like they say, F-A-C-E, and what that is, that's the sound, the scale. So we're nothing but sound. When you ask me if this time, this spiritual time, what they're calling the lioness, the lioness gate or whatever, what would I say for people to do? Cultivate your vibration. Say something beautiful to someone. Sound good. Make this planet sound good. Say, I am mother. Because everyone else is other. Other. That's why you see other in mother, because she is the mitochondria other. So everyone else is other. You hear what I'm saying? So that's all it is. Everyone else is other because you come from mother. Other. Mother. And we acting like we're there, but we're here. It's all represented in the trick that the Phoenician played and put the spelling all together. But you can break the spell just by doing the opposite. That's how you break a spell. You reverse it. So they say, Our Father which art in heaven, say, Our Mother which art in heaven. Reverse everything. It's either or. Mother has made it easy, simple. I can't stress that enough. I think I said enough. The only thing I can say is one other thing too is yeah. When we talk again, let's talk about the lies about the life insurance, because people buying life insurance. There have been people who are YouTubers and influencers talking about the life insurance. The only life insurance we have is each other. That's it. We are each other's insurance. And our health is our wealth. That's the insurance, because the insurance industry expects you to die by 80. Your policy, if it's a term life, it turns out at 80. And then, so by 67, they want you to retire. They're basically telling you got 13 years to live. And if you don't expire by 80, and because all you could afford, because your wage was low, and your policy turns out at 80, they now hit you with a premium. That's why they call it a premium. Because it's at a premium price. So they know by the way you work and all the bills that you have to pay, you probably can't afford to pay the premium. So they take all your money, and then you die broke and you don't have no what? Generational wealth. That's how they generate money off the people, because they took all the money for generation by giving you false, insurance policies. And even if it's whole life, if you live up to a certain point too, they say you still live too long. They give you back a certain amount of money and tell you, oh, did you read the small print? I've seen this now that I'm working with the elder, and I've been in these nursing homes and see people 95, 96, and their policy is canceled, and they had a whole life. And so, if anyone is, looking at those things, see who's lying about that. Because that's why you can't get good health care. Because once you reach a senior, we had better be each other's insurance, because they know when you start getting closer to 80, they're looking at your numbers. Because remember, your life path too indicates what your health challenge can be. If you have a one life path, this is where it talks about being an iatromathematician like myself. When you see somebody with a one life path, you see that, hey, they had better be in the sun, they had better be doing cardio, they had better be eating sun-fired food. You see? Oh, shout out to Aris Latham, my brother too, right there in sun-fired food in Panama. And you should be eating that way if you have a one life path, or even if you have a one gift number, because that's one, that's sun. So you should be eating foods that are kissed by the sun, because you have a they already know that when they looking at your medical record and they see in your birthday, the insurance company, those who may be in the forefront don't know, but those in the background do. That's why they ask you for your birth date everywhere. And that's why when you look at the pharmacy and things like that, you see the RX, but that's a Kemetic symbol. So they know, they know, they know.
Are you going to tell the rest of the folks that I'm folks surprised? Like, you're going to say about the one, what about the 2 to the 9?
Look here. Let me. Okay, look. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to tell you this. Nothing is hidden. Mother has made everything easy. It's either or. Either you're going to be lazy or you're going to be studious. You have the whole world in your hand when you're holding a phone. You got udemy.com, you can learn things. You got the whole world in your hand. I don't have to be on here and go, oh, 1 is this, 2 is this, 3 is this. But no, 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 no. Mother requires you to go and seek and learn. See? Because it's on. Huh?
No, I said I tried, y'all.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, but okay, if you have a 5, let's say if I just throw a number 5 light path, then you could suffer from mental problems, confusion, lungs. All I'm saying is that it's an anomaly, and then you live in a lifestyle that mostly is the same dis-ease, stress, because you're not acting like mother. You wouldn't be stressed out if you know you are mother, and like within your heart, you know you are mother, because that's what first was developed, is your heart. That's earth. That's her. Here. All of that. We played this game in school. How many words can you get out of, one word, So when you look at earth, you see here, you see her, you see earth. So what goes first? Your heart. What gets hurt first? Your heart. See? So that means you should be living a lifestyle that's heart healthy.
Absolutely.
And that would mean sun-fired foods. I would suggest to everybody, go and look at Aris and go to my brethren's, sun-fired culinary institute and learn how to eat heart healthy food kissed by the sun. That's mother's food. Because the things that you will suffer from with maybe with an 8 life path, maybe intestinal problems, stomach, digestive, because you're overworking too much, like anxiety, so digestion, So when you go to the doctor and them looking at your birthday, now this is where it comes into being an iatromathematician, because this is what doctors, you see. Oh, sorry about that. You still, can you hear me? Oh, somebody was trying to get through. But what I'm saying is, so this is when doctors would look into your eyes, or like when I talk to the young people, I say the first thing when you get up, besides rub your hands together, because life is in your hands. Before you put your feet on the floor, rub your hands together, because the energy is in your hands. You're getting ready to do everything, and tap your head and stuff like that, tapping method, and or rub yourself, because this is your computer. Wake it up, and then look at your tongue, because make sure that it no shit on your tongue, because that's what you're going to speak all day. That white coating. If that's the case, don't eat nothing, because that white coating needs to go. You need to brush your tongue, clean your tongue, especially if you're talking about you in a relationship. Who want to kiss somebody with a white, nasty, stuff all over your tongue? It's unhealthy. It's all this bacteria in the mouth. Get some, eat some pre and probiotics, get some baobab, and eat some of that, get a healthy gut, get some guts. Maybe then you would say, yes, I am mother. You need some, it takes guts for you to walk around as I do and say, "No, I'm mother of the cosmos." So when you looking at, you go online and you go into, and I can tell you the key things to say, because I've done this years ago. This is how the old man here, when I'm, knowing that they want to give him drugs and things like that, I'm seeking ways to, if anybody want to donate, help me to get a wheelchair access van, or they have a retreat that he can go to, because I'm not only with him, I'm with my next, I'm not only Mother Kai, but now the roles have changed, because now he was my papa, but now I'm his mother. You understand? And he is my son. And then my mother, who was my mother, is now my daughter, because she's not well and she's from Jamaica and she across town. So the 22 is healing and building. And now I need a building to help all the seniors who is ailing. And they have finances because they don't work them life for it. But they can't stay in the nursing home because they don't understand how to be an Iatromathematician. It's looking at their birth numbers and seeing how they need to feed the gods. But nobody wants to do that, because the first thing them say is, oh, they all anyway, let them go. That's what the government say, because they don't want to pay the Social Security, because there really is none. But now they holding up the fort because they're still collecting, because they're still alive. So the easiest thing is to say, they all, let them go. But we can reverse their disease too. And I think that, and this is very, very important, those who are saying that they are healers, get with me, because those same seniors, well, that's your money. Because if you reverse their illness, look what that does for you, because they are willing. They are willing subjects right now. They are not your ones who have to be killed and their cells have to be taken and then turned into lab meat. They are here to speak. Hmm? I can't hear what you're saying. I said the elders
I
are.
heard what you said. We heard what you said. I heard what you said. I was muted. I'm
Oh, yeah.
putting in. I put a note in the. I just actually put in the chat for you on YouTube to search for the man who can predict how long you have left to live, which kind of speaks to what mother you were saying. He is a
Mm-hmm.
he works for the insurance. He worked for the insurance industry,
That's
and
right.
they can tell not only when you
Mm-hmm.
were
That's
born,
right.
but they can also tell because they have records of every drug that you have prescribed, and they
That's
can look at
right.
what it is you have been prescribed and predict how long before you get. Now it leads you to the next medication, to the next medication, to your
Mm-hmm.
death, and so on. So
Yep.
they can. So please search for. It's called The Man Who Can Predict How Long You Have Left to Live. I think his name is Gary Brecka. But if you put that in and look that up,
Mm-hmm.
you will see that
Right.
they have actuaries who can predict how long it is that you will live based on some of the stuff that you do. You think that is private. They look at your medication. That's why they want a list of what you're taking
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. What I need to, if you have, do you have high blood pressure? Do you have diabetes? Do you have whatever? And then what you're taking, and they can figure out how long you have left to live because they know the progression. So
Yep.
yes,
That's right.
you must get to a place where you think
Mm-hmm.
more holistic and think in a
Mm-hmm.
wellness mode, get in a wellness, because we're dealing in a sick care situation. It's not wellness. It's like we'll take care of you while you're sick until you're dead. I told one of the biggest funeral directors here in our state. I suggested to him that about a little less than a month ago that he sponsor a holistic wellness fair, which I would work to pull together the holistic practitioners. And I said to him, I said, listen, do you know how good that would look for you as an undertaker to promote holistic health and wellness? I said, you're going to get them eventually. Why not promote longevity through wellness? And he agreed with me that was, I mean, he's up in age himself. But the fact of the matter is, you're an undertaker. So you get the people when they've gone, they've been either killed by some accident or they died over the years from taking all of these drugs and so forth. You're going to get them eventually. So you really need to be promoting wellness if you care about the well-being of the community. And so, and I think that if that's what it is, that's what people like himself should do. But even if somebody like that doesn't do it, you have a responsibility to look out for your own health and well-being and that of your family members, particularly like Mother is taking care of her father and also looking out for seniors that are in close proximity. We have to.
And they're not in close proximity. Dr. G.
Yeah.
Let me interject this, right? That's why I need a team. Right. And that's why I'm asking for those, because it's too much, because they're spread out. And we should be loving, we should know that, right? We have to love our old selves, because they are going to impart the new, right, to the new cells, right? The old information on how to take care of that body. And what's happening is that when they die off, everything that they know is going to die off with them. Remember, we are cells, and we are having a cellular communication.
Somebody said that the more we need our own hospitals. No, we don't. We need our own wellness centers. Hospital and hospice speaks of death, but we need our wellness facilities. We need, med beds and other healing. As Mother mentioned, Oscar, we both are AO scan technicians, and we can find out what's going on with you energetically. But the question is, what will you do after that to turn around some of the things, some of the damage that's been done by us going the hospice or hospital way or the Western way, as opposed to the holistic methodology, looking outside our doors, our backyards, our front yards, identifying. We did this last weekend with Dr. Elegant, took us through and showed us the medicinal plants that were right there growing in the park, and gave us what each one was and told us what was poisonous, there's so many things growing right where and nothing was there saying you couldn't pick it, you couldn't take it. I mean, you don't want to take things close to highways and roads that might have chemicals and stuff sprayed, but you might have it growing in your backyard, and it may be the very thing that you need. So we this is a whole nother thing, and we're going into a whole nother hour, and I know that you're tired. I'm tired. If you're not, I am.
Well, the thing is, right, I am fasting, and I have and wait for this time to be connecting, so I should be, maybe, because I haven't rested and like 24 hours or something like that. But because the energy is high, I'm receiving. I need this energy. And what I'm going to suggest too is that the water that we're consuming, make sure that it is alkaline water, but make sure that coming from your vegetables right now, because we need to cleanse. Everybody can't do the fruit, so make sure that you are actually drinking it from your vegetables. Juice that dandelion, because we are an angry set of people, and dandelion, green, juicing that will help the liver, because the liver is basically also going to help the hormones in the body, and we are hormonal. So
there's so much, but there's so much, and we will be at House of Reawakening Minds. We are looking into having monthly one-day wellness events, so that the community, hopefully we'll be able to draw in the local community, but anyone who listens to us and wants to come will be advertising it, so that we had such a good good response to what we did at the 3-day event that we had ago, that we said, we need to do this more because people need that information, and they need that guidance as to how to transition out of this Western way of living. And there we had a sister come, sister in Casa, who basically said to her, I'm healed. I'm called to heal the healer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you talked about that quite some time. So, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to be connecting with her, and just, yourself and others, just so we can come together and folks can come. And if you need a massage, if you need a lymphatic massage, if you need to learn about, we had Qigong classes by Sister Deborah Smith. We just had a lot of things that went on that was hopeful for people to start looking at different ways of carrying on their lives. But with that said, I'm going to stop because I do have a couple of announcements, y'all. Some of you have been reaching out. I mentioned on Friday when Grand Sheik and I were on that we have a 40/40 legacy group opportunity membership for you to join. It's a commitment of 40 notes and 40 whatever if it turns out to be something else, because they take away the fiat, but it's 40 a month. And we're looking for at least 40 folks to do that. And what it's going to give Mother Kai, and I think I mentioned it to you, is it's going to give them a 40. It helps us with the new property that we are working with, and to maintain it and to maintain our financial responsibilities with it. We don't own it, so we had to lease that property to use it as a uh, sort of a bed and breakfast. We call it an inn for us. And at that, by supporting it, it helps the House of Reawakening Minds. It helps that building, that property, and you're going to get 40% discount on the rental of it, whether you want to rent. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, living room, dining room, kitchen. It's got a really good energy. It's not far from House of Reawakening Minds. So you get 40% off on rental, and it's subject to availability. But if you're in the 40/40 club, that's what you get. You can rent it by the room, you can rent it by the whole house. You also get 20% off on anything that we have, and then we have some additional perks. So if you're interested in supporting our 40/40 and becoming a 40/40 legacy member, because a legacy member is somebody that helps to lay the foundation, is a supporting, and some of you have already reached out. LaChris has put something on the website at houseofreawakeningminds.com. I think I've set up the way that you can sign up for it, but please go and read that. And if you can't do that, at least phone me, text me, and I will send you a link so that you can sign up, so that you can be one of those 40 folks to do that. The other thing we are doing, you see where we run the banners under here, and been doing that for a couple of years, Mother Kai, for folks, and we're just doing it, not asking for anything, but we need to keep things going and flowing. And so after this month, I will no longer be running everybody's banners, but we do have a marketplace on the website for 10 notes a month. And we will put your ad, your link, if you have a link where people can click on it, or phone numbers and whatever for your business and service. And we want you to partake in that. We have to do some things, you know what I mean, to keep everything running. We've not charged anyone for these banner ads that get seen by thousands of people, because once it's on there, thousands of people get to see it. Well, we're going to be directing people to the website, and the website is going to be a whole marketplace. So some of you who are not even on here may have businesses and services that you want everyone to know, and you have a link there for them to get in touch with you, whether a link to your website, link to your IG, your phone, whatever you want. We are going to make that available to you. I believe it's already set up. If you're interested, please go to the website, and it's called Market Share. Most of you, any of you who are on here now, that we've been running your ads, this is your notice. That I'm not going to be doing. I'll probably run mine. I may run a few for the House of Reawakening Minds will the support, but we're not going to be running everybody's ads anymore. But we want you to put them on our market share and help support the house at the same time. So, I mean, that's just the way it is. We're not asking a lot, but I think it's only fair. We've been doing this for a couple of years, and we've not asked for anything at all in order to do that. So we, it those that can, and those that can don't won't. And
Mhm, mhm,
that's the way. And people still see your ads, the ones that you've already had running for the last 2 years. If folks look at those
mhm.
videos, they're still going to see them, but there won't be any new ones after
Yeah.
after August. So we appreciate you. Um,
Oops.
but and we thank you. We thank you. So please, if you want more information about how to figure out your life path number, or what your compatibility is with, not only maybe for
Mhm.
romantic, but maybe you get ready to go into business or partnership with someone. Mother, you could do that same kind of. You can
Yes,
check out.
it works for groups of people. You can do groups.
Yeah,
I can do groups of people and then tell you what the energy is going to be. If 5 people come together, 10 people, it don't matter. Mother got
right.
it like
Right. So you might want to, and we don't do that. Though we get together, then you're like, I don't like her, and he makes me, if you had
no,
kind of
because
found out what the energies were, you beforehand, you would either made a decision to not go into business with them or whatever, or you know how to handle them because that's expected. They're just following their who they are.
see, that's the whole thing. That's what we don't use. We don't use, you know, the fact
The
that we
tool.
are all energy, and when all energy come together, right,
Right.
it
Right.
becomes another energy. So maybe you
Right.
have to kick somebody else out so to make it a better energy for real.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Because and then you shouldn't. And then the next thing too is I don't advise it, but I wouldn't. I don't care to really be around people that don't accept that all is energy any longer.
Hmm.
That's making everything too. And those that don't accept that they are mother, young or old, they don't know how to play because
Absolutely.
you haven't. You just express mother. That's it. Be grateful. Express her to the highest degree that you can. Knowing that all is self. Know what your numbers are. The same way you know that your temperature is 98.6, your height, your weight, or whatever. You need to know what your birthday number represents.
Right.
This not hard. This is just for those that just want to stay ignorant. And there are those that want to, but I don't feel like playing them any longer. I've played, and it's like boring now. Like no fun. This matrix is like kicking my ass, to tell you the truth, because I'm like, why is this is not fun? What's wrong with the public energy, personalized energy, polarized, the P pole? You know, it's just like now it's like, okay, you know, I hear and I obey. At the end of the day, it's just, a feeling that, I'm in touch with, and all is all. I can't get out. There's no fear. You can't go, you're not going nowhere. You can't get outside at all. Why don't people just accept that? We're all in this together. So together, right? We have it all, but even though we don't have it all together, if you just accept the fact that you can't get out because all is all, then start to create what you will. And don't let other, see, that is still mother, take your will away, because that's just her still, going higher, because all is a collective consciousness. So this is just mother deciding, I'm not split no more. I'm not the 11. I'm coming together. I'm not split. I don't want the binary. I want the non-binary now. That's all this is. Closing the gap. And that's what this whole gender thing came all about. This whole gender thing is because mother's closing the gap. So she told me to also expose the LGBTQ as a secret society organization that hates a woman who can give birth. Because the young ones don't know what they're in. They're thinking that they are one of these letters, but they are nothing but a number. You're not an LGBTQ or ABCDE or whatever. We are numbers. So that's
Absolutely.
why it came out to me. And then she showed me that it equals 22. I was like, whoa, you
Wow.
understand?
Yes.
That
Well,
was
listen.
that's how we get confirmation. That's
Right.
all.
Right. Listen, I want to do one last thing, y'all, because
Okay.
like I say, it's a poor, as they say, a poor frog that don't praise his own pond, right? And so, somebody had made some comments about my hair and the growth. I'm gonna run this little this little thing. That's my code here, but I want to show a picture. Yeah, this is my. Oops, excuse me. This is my sis. Okay, this is someone who is using my product. She started using it. This picture on the left, April. She had just been at the House of Reawakening Minds, the event we did in March. Sister Deborah, and this picture here on the left is her in March, and this picture on the right, it was a picture that was just taken of her when she came back for the July event. So I want you to see you see the difference in the growth and the thickness of her hair, and she's using Dr. G's hair cares and skin too. Matter of fact,
Mhm.
sis bought 12. She bought 12 bottles. You know, she's a dear sister. And when they were here in March, she bought a dozen bottles. So she got enough she uses it on her skin, hair, and her skin. But to see
It's
her
nice.
growth, to see, the difference in her hair in April, May, June, July, 4 months. 4 months. You see
I
that
used
difference.
you when you gave me that bottle,
Uh-huh.
I ain't really know, but sometimes I was around the house and doing for everybody else, and I hadn't done nothing for me. So I was like, they go back, oil, you know, like head, itching. I put that in my hair, boy, my head feels so nice. It stopped itching. We have to anoint ourselves, and my hair was too dry. So I like, what? Where the coconut oil? Where did this that? And I was like, oh wait, you know what? They were Dr. G thing, boy. Was boom boom boom. Lift up these locks and thing.
I think we got you locked up. But listen, it works, y'all. So if you're interested,
We
you
are
can
each
go.
other's insurance.
Yes.
Insurance. See, that's it. We just talking about that. We are each other's insurance. Everybody else about like when once they go and they Google, just a little recap, they Google what their life path is, and you're gonna see what your anomaly is. And do me the service too. Come back, on the platform, leave a comment after this show. You have some homework. We don't just talk to be talking. I don't just be talking to be like, okay, yeah, Mother Kai and she or this and that. No, I am representing the mother of the cosmos, and I want everybody to learn. So in proof of that, Google, right, what your life path is. If you know what is the anomaly of a life path, 1 2 3, whatever it is, and then check yourself, right, okay, and see if you have any of that going on potentially, because even though I do iridology, you could have some dormant issues, but you'll know something and feel something. And then if you do, just put a comment like, wow, something, because yeah, wow, it's true. Because see, that means when you go to the doctor, they already know. The insurance company already know. They have a death calculator. And they also know when they come and draw your blood, they're looking at your telomeres, how short they are. So they're not rating your policy the way you think. Oh, do you smoke? And yeah, all them different things. They weighing it all up. But they take that blood because everything is in the blood. They're lying. They are everybody paying for everything, and mother only told us to pay attention. That's it. We're paying for everything else because we're not paying attention and we don't know that we are her. She would not have us paying the way we're paying because we are paying for the debts that we created by not being her. All you gotta do is tell people like, hey, I ain't paying that. That's belong to my mother. You her, I'm her, everybody her. It's all hers. It's not yours. So once everybody wake up and realize it's hers, then it's the game over. It's over. Game over. Curtain closes. Stage. That's it. Because also you can't. Everybody talking reset. You can't reset until you stop. You got to stop first. And that's why
But
I'm
listen,
stopping right now.
we're stopping right now. Three hours in. We love you.
Boom.
We are leaving. We hope that this was you got as much out of it as we tried to give
Yeah.
you. We love you, and this was impromptu, but those are the best shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
The absolute best shows. So we thank you so much for
Yeah.
being here with us for 3 whole hours.
But
Thank you.
I'm dripping Dr. G oil. So you see oil, look. I put it in my hair before the show. Look, I'm dripping. I'm dripping Dr. G oil. That's what you see. Yeah, that's what I'm serious. I'm serious. Drip.
I have this crazy part because locks the way they
Hey, Dr. G.
Yes.
No pun intended, but I wasn't lying.
He wasn't lying. Okay.
That's why I'm so oily. That's why I'm so oily. Hey, much love, people. Much love, I am mother. I be mother.
I am mother.
Yes, I be mother.
I be mother too. I be mother. We leave.
I be loving you. I be loving you.
Dr. G. Really? Who's she? Yeah, that's me. 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 Dr. G. Really? Who's she? Yeah, that's me.